私あなたに恋するために生まれたのかしら。薄い影星には一人つぶやく愛して漁り続ける愛情暗い密室の中で愛しいあなたの顔触れて撫でてみたいな。これはお客様綺麗な女の子のそんなに好きなら言って殺して見つめるは燃える写真映るあの子今どうしてるかしら。私のこと好きにさせるわ。ほらこんなに愛しているからあなたを釘付け標本にしたいわ。なんであなた泣いてるの。どうしたの俺のこと段ボールに詰め込んだ体を抱いてあげる。ドアの向こう側にプレゼントを置くの。あなたが好きな子猫の首を毎日一つずつ燃える写真映るあの子そんな子いたのかしら。愛してるよそれがほら軽すぎて手が出るわよね。私はあなたを永遠愛してる。私あなたに恋するために生まれたのかしら。薄い影星には一人つぶやく愛して漁り続ける愛情暗い密室の中で愛しいあなたの顔触れて撫でてみたいな。これはお客様綺麗な 女の子のそんなに好きなら言って殺しでを見つめるは燃える写真映るあの子今としてるかしら私のこと好きにさせるわほらこんなに愛しているからあなたを釘付け標本にしたいわなんであなた泣いてるのどうしたの俺のこと段ボールに詰め込んだ体を嗅いであげるドアの向こう側にプレゼントを置くのあなたが好きな子猫の首を毎日一つずつ燃える写真映るあの子そんな子いたのかしら愛してるよそれがほら軽すぎてやれるわよね私はあなたを永遠愛してる
Hello. Hello. Hi. Hi. Surprise stream. Sort of. I don't do schedules because it makes me hate life in general. I don't like things. Don't interrupt me. I am talking. Anyway, what was I saying? Something. It was important, I'm sure. But whatever. We're doing a collab today with. You pay attention. I'm talking. God damn it. I keep losing my train of thought. This is gonna go great. We are doing a collab with NoriGoirVT today. We're doing Outlast trials. Fun stuff. I tried to warn him that my screams are ear piercing and that he should turn my volume down, and his response was LMAO in all caps. That's funny though. So, like, if anybody's ears are damaged, it's Nori's fault, not mine. I gave warning. You guys just gonna have to suffer the full brunt of the shrieks. I don't think. Ouch! I just broke my nail. That hurt. This is what you get for fidgeting with stuff. Ow! It broke like really far down. Guys, that hurt. Why'd you do that? This is y'all's fault. Are you deaf because of me? You're deaf because of yourself. Because, like, you put the volume too loud and use headphones. And honestly, that's kind of your fault, you know? It's not my fault. Not my fault. So I don't know what you want from me. And I now need a pair of nail clippers to cut my jagged nail. I shall be right back. Behave. Behave. Ow. I found some. You guys gotta stop bullying me and like literally breaking my nails and stuff like that. That's some cracked out weird ass shit, you know? How do you do that? How does your telekinetic powers traverse the interwebs? How do you manage that? And also stop. Like I got enough. You don't have to add to it. Okay? I'm pretty sure I'll stop breaking things when my hearing comes back. You know what? That's not gonna happen. I kept it. It's in a box. It's mine now. You can't have it. You can't have it. It belongs to me. Anyway, I scarfed down like 2 slices of pizza before we got started here. It's pretty good, actually. Do you guys have any pizza tonight? This evening? Do I have the time wrong? What time is it in the other time zone right now? EST time right now. No, I have the right time. The fuck? Yeah. No, maybe. Wait, maybe he's Canadian. I don't know if Canada does that. Oh no. Well, I guess we'll find out. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. No, they should have changed over too. even if it is Canada. I don't know. Maybe just fashionably late. I don't see any messages on Twitter. Or Discord. Who knows? Well, how's y'all's day going, huh? Are you guys doing anything fun this evening? Sleeping, perchance? Huh? So, you guys know I have all these kitties, right? So, one of my cats still attacking the other cats. So, ew, I don't like that. One of my cats still attacking the other cats. Just existing, coping with life. Rough, buddy. Ow. I don't know if I'm coping. I'm doing the existing part. I don't know about the coping. Anyway, my cat, I put him, he gets tired of being in the bedroom. So I let him out, but if I leave him untethered, he attacks the two of the other cats. And so I put a leash on him and I tied him to my entertainment center so that he, one, didn't hurt my hand by yanking on the leash, and two, so that he can't run off and attack them. My cat that he has been attacking, stop quacking. I'm telling a story. Anyway, why does that quack just make my brain stop working? How do I completely forget my train of thought? Oh my gosh, it's like a magic eraser for the goo that's inside my head. Left over from the goo siphoning my head. Yeah, well, that's the story then, you know. You get it. You got it. You get it, right? 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 You understand? You get it? Good. Okay, you get it. You get it. It's fine. Anyway. Whoa, those are you can't even see the emote. It's probably because of a lighting effect. I tried to set this to dark. Maybe I turn that off and use this. Yeah, that. There we go. That way it's set to the darkness of the game. So it's spooky, guys. For spook effect. It's for spookifying. Okay? There we go. Maybe the emotes. There's a quiet. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow. Write this down. Dishonor. My Renji. I don't own him. I wouldn't want to either. I'd put him in a box and he'd just sit there. And he'd be hungry because I wouldn't share my snacks. Like my Cheetos that are on my desk. I have a donation receipt that you claimed on your taxes that says otherwise. What? You fractious baby. No, I don't need a babysitter. I am puppet. Wait, time out. Don't clip that. I am perfectly capable of babysitting myself if I were to be a baby that needed to be babysat. But I am not. No, silence. Shut up. Everybody shut up. I don't like you. I don't like you guys. You guys bully. You guys are bullies. You guys are bullies. I have to like push myself up to adjust in my seat, but my chair is Secret Labs chair, so it's got like these things and there's buttons right where I put my hand to like prop myself up to adjust, and they keep sliding out from under me, and one day they're just gonna snap off, and my fiance is gonna be really fucking pissed off because he paid for this, and then he's gonna have to buy another one, and he's gonna be really pissed off because this one's pink and I'm gonna make him use it. Anyway, I'm sure you guys are wondering, what's up with the cat ears? Well, let me tell you why. You see, Nori is a cat boy. So I figured to not startle the cat boy, I would pretend to blend in like I am also a cat. True story. True story. No other reason. No other reason. I just washed my hands. That's why they're wet. I've been in the Outlast game, and you know the other players in the lobby run around. I've had 4 people come in my room and stare at me. Definitely not because Cyberpunk, but as UF wanted some adorable cat. No, we don't do cute shit here. There's no cute shit happening. This is a kawaii free zone. As in, no kawaii. Just chaos and scrims. Lots of them. In fact, you should turn your volume up so your neighbors can also partake in the scrims. Because people like scrims. And if you... Why are you scratching me? If you wanted to show you care, you have to share the scrims. You only does cute stuff off stream IRL where the internet can... I don't do that! Don't speak lies! I don't do any of the cute shit. I'm not cute! I'm chaos! Chaos. Chaos. I should have took a nap today. I gave my cat catnip earlier. You guess which one? Take a guess. She is an addict. She's a catnip addict, and she's a crackhead. Okay, she was like rolling around on the counter, which is like one specific counter, which is basically like an island sort of situation, but attached to the wall. Like there's bar seating, but we don't have seats there because the cat's there, and then like we've got my espresso machine and the ice maker there, so there's not enough room for somebody to actually sit there. So she stays there because she doesn't like to be on the floor with the other ones because I don't know, she's got issues. And we gave her her catnip because I had my boy out so that he'd chill and stop scratching my carpet. And she's like rolling around in this crap and like almost falling off. So I'm like, you know what? Let me give her a mouse. Maybe she needs some stimulation or something. I give her this mouse. Oh my God. You would think she was like freaking possessed by the anti-mouse committee or something. I don't know. I don't know why it's a committee, but it is for the sake of the story, okay? And I'm just like, girl, you are gonna fall. she was playing with it with her hind legs. So she'd like perch herself half off the counter to like put her feet on the mouse, the back legs, the back feet. My mother-in-law said something. She's like, "Oh, she's really cute," and then she did some cracked out, unhinged shit, and I'm just like, "Oh yeah, she's so cute, adorable, and even like, what the fuck was that actually?" Must you continue to summon the demons into your own soul? Moral of the story: don't get a cat. Get 2. Better yet, get 5. Trust me. It's not that bad. It's fun. Never a quiet moment. I mean, dull moment. We'll be getting started here soon. Apparently, we had to push back to 6:30. I'm pretty sure the schedule said 6. But what do I know? Oops, I opened the wrong window. Don't need that. I'm pretty sure I saw what I saw, and it was not 6:30. I'm right. This is 6. This is 6. Not 30. 6. Confusingly, the text says 6:30, but the schedule says 6. I'm confused. Maybe he just does his schedules weird. I don't know. I just work here, guys. I just work here. I saw somebody with this model. They had the whites still white, the eyes were blue, and the black is where my white is, and then the white is where the black is. So they were like invert of me. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. I did a double take. They have the long bangs that go over the nose though. So it just adds to the effect. I'm like, wow. 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 Yeah, did you guys know there's toggles on this? I didn't show you guys. There's the blush. Blushy blush. And then there's, I got this. Hi. And then there's this. And then there's this. For the satisfaction moments that aren't real and never actually happen. And then there's the stars. I like these ones. And then there's this. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see because I can't see. Zoom in. Oh, they're just dark. Look at them. You see? Spirals. I'll zoom back out now. I don't know how people make that look so easy. And then... Did I turn them off? Yeah, there we go. And then there's this. I love his kitty ears. I could take them off. Yeah. There you go. I showed you the toggles. I opened the buttons and stuff. Which one's your favorite? It's probably the stars, right? You would be correct. Correct in being that your favorite, of course. That's a sentence I said. Oh, goodness gracious. I don't know if I can talk today. Okay, I have no idea how much of this game Nori's played, But what do you guys think? You think we're gonna die? You think we'll die? You think we'll die? Probably. I bet you that crazy. Okay, first of all, you could have hesitated a little bit. You could have hesitated just a little bit for effect. Like, you just suddenly say yes like that. People are just gonna assume you have no faith in me. But like, I'm good at games. I'm a professional. I could be good at games. Wee. You guys can tell when the ADHD hit in because I started moving around on the game and it's the lighting changing. I unlocked a new skill. It's the one where I can kick things off of whoever I'm playing with so that I don't get exhausted when I save their lives again. You guys want some? You guys want some of my drink? It's too bad. I spit in it. Tuh. Tuh. I'm just kidding. I don't do that. That's disgusting. Is it booze? Bro. It could be. Where'd I put it? Oh, it's a... Yeah, I could. It could be. Should I? Okay. But I'm gonna forget to drink water, though. I mean, it could be. La model. Thank you. Stop quacking at me. You're gonna erase my brain, and I'm not gonna remember what I'm thinking about. I only asked because I only wanted if it's booze. It's Monday. I thought you don't do that on Mondays. Did you forget that? Did you forget it's Monday? It's just a soda. Actually, you probably don't even want it because I drink Coke Zero. Like I said, coping. You good? You have a stream tomorrow? You don't have to answer that. I will look myself. Wait, where is it? Me. Schedule. Good whenever. You ready now? Okay. Okay, hold on. I gotta start the call. Benji, if you want, we could play something tomorrow if you want. I gotta get the Discord reactive.
Goodness. Hi.
They can't hear you yet. Hold on.
Okay, it's okay.
There. Okay, you may now speak to chat.
Hello?
Okay, don't do the gooner shit though. Don't do that gooner shit over here.
You know me, Fracture. It's always gonna be like that. I'm so tempted to say a gooner joke. I'm so sorry.
No gooner shit over here.
Hi, Renji. Okay, we're safe, so I understand. I understand.
Only mild
My-
gooner shit.
My sock isn't safe, so it's used for many things, you know.
I don't know, chat. Maybe I'll just let him die. How much of this have you played?
I played it like a few times.
Just a few times.
And yeah, I liked it. I liked it.
I let me boot it up.
I've played a couple of times with a friend of mine.
Okay. How do you like it? Do you stream it, everything?
Do I stream it every day? No. I don't stream every day.
Oh no.
Wait, there it is. There's too many names in these Discord lists. Oh my god, you're large. Shut up.
Man, it's so soft. Bad shit.
My fault, gang.
Make you very tiny in the corner. You actually, yeah, you go in the corner. You get to stay in the corner. Gooners
Hope
go in
you've
the
been
corner.
well, Renji. Haven't seen you in a while. I've been here in a while, actually.
I'm busy.
Yeah. I sent you an invite in the game.
Okay, let me accept that.
It appears all those people that were harassing me earlier left.
What? Like
Yeah,
where?
there's people.
Game?
Yeah, in the lobby.
Oh god.
They were like just cornering me.
Holy shit. Maybe they wanted to play like arm wrestling with you, you know?
In my room?
Oh,
I
in
don't-
your room? You
Yeah,
on
I was
on
still in the
Twitch?
bed too. Like I hadn't hit the wake up button.
Damn, okay.
Yeah,
You
it was weird
think
shit.
I'm gooning. You got the randos gooning.
All right, now.
Oh
See,
my
you guys
God.
are about to see what real gooner shit is now.
Always, always.
You thought I was sus.
Gooning
This
on
one's
main every
worse.
day. Creaming.
Ew.
It's
Oh
a
my god.
dream.
I'm gonna have to put a warning. You guys are about to be like, what tool do you use? What's your rig? Is it the stun?
Let me see. Just putting your live post on my Discord.
What's wrong?
I think I usually do stun. Yeah.
Alright, I've got the healing thing. It's almost maxed out. So,
Okay, is that actually good? I don't think any of my teammates ever use the healing shit.
I mean, it's great for when you're panicking and can't find healing shit.
Oh, that's true. I guess that works out for you. Weekly therapy. Yes, I found my room again. With the padded walls. I live here, actually.
The walls are padded?
It
The
feels
walls
like
aren't
home, yeah.
padded.
I can make them padded. Alright, let me
I
see.
got flowers.
I think I'm stun. I'm gonna stick with stun because I do like stun a lot. I like being
It's
aggressive with
useful.
The baddies. Yeah, it's super useful.
I've got the perk where it's like if you throw bottles and bricks at their face, they're stunned.
I don't remember what I used the last time. Let's see.
Hey, there's dead bodies in there.
Active prescription. I don't even remember this. What the fuck is that?
If you get slippers, you can walk on glass and it's quiet.
Oh.
You guys have long ass hair.
Yeah, I look like a bum. Got my grippers out.
Really be
Yeah,
walking.
I think you have to buy the outfits to get shoes. But I'm not doing that
Yeah.
shit.
No,
In this
everybody has
economy,
to
babe,
get
no.
this. It's my favorite. I love seeing feet.
Everywhere.
My 3D model doesn't have shoes.
Oh, that's perfect. You can wear me, right? I'm like a sock. Perfect for your foot.
No, thanks. I don't know where you've
then I
been.
Don't worry, I've only been in many dumpsters. It's okay. I got cleaned off in the washing machine earlier.
Are you sure you're not the dumpster?
Both. I can be.
Alright.
Okay. Where? Okay. You know what? Okay. I'm good. I'm good to go.
You ready?
Let's
Alright.
get it. Let's get it, gang. I'm ready.
Now,
don't give me a hard one. Give me an easy one.
Okay. Hardcore mode, gotcha.
Well, I'm not. Hey! Well, technically, I'm not streaming, so I should be 50% better at video games. So here we go.
I don't know if I want to pleasure the prosecutor. Well, I haven't done that one.
You know what? I'm down for pleasuring the prosecutor. What do you mean?
All right, you do that, and I will do the other thing.
Wait, is that the fucker with the cattle prod?
Probably.
Yeah, he's a freaky guy. He gets down freaky with
They're
it.
all freaky.
Yeah, but that one
The
especially.
baby guy's the worst, actually.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, you
Is it
haven't?
new? No.
I don't know if he's new.
I mean, the last time I played this game was like a few months ago, I think. So.
He should have been
Yeah,
there
it's-
then.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
I don't know what he does, but he's fucking weird and he shoots
look
you
at
with
each
guns
other.
and shit. No thanks. I'm gonna look across in this
wow.
image.
Wow. That's fair. I reek.
Yeah, you look like a dumpster fire.
And you are a crushing fist.
Hey,
You give pleasure when lust is the lubricant of power.
Oh, we
You
love
give
that.
pain
Yeah, it is.
when violence
like
is the
that.
fountainhead of control.
The
Like your
lubricator.
polish.
Replace the prosecutor's wars with assassins, and we will let you out.
I don't like
For
that.
some reason, I don't remember this one. Oh, he's a horn dog. Okay, yeah,
That
makes
was
sense.
the baby man.
I understand. Oh, freaky.
Ah!
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ. Chat, don't look. Chat, close your eyes. Chat,
Chat, look right at the screen.
chat.
Whoa! That's perfect. Yeah, I don't remember the baby man at all. He's one of my homies now. He knows
Tell your
what's good.
homie to fuck off and let us out of therapy.
Nah, I'm gonna need his freaky mannequins in my vlog ASAP.
I don't think those were mannequins.
I need these freaky animatronics in my vlog ASAP.
I'm pretty sure those were just sex dolls. Oh damn, I haven't
Those
done this
sex
one. I
dolls.
don't know this map.
Yeah, I don't know it either. This is new to me. Okay, gain access to theater, collect propaganda. So I guess we need to go after.
Propaganda.
Well,
Ooh,
you know,
I
I'm gonna
found-
stick with
oh,
you.
no,
I'm gonna
that's
stick
not
with
one.
you.
Are you gonna stick
Don't
with
mind
me? It's because of the
hitting
healing item.
fucking cans. Yeah, exactly.
There's a mine there.
I got a battery. Oh, booby trap, my favorite. I love running into those.
Don't go up that side.
Oh, crazy man.
Oh my god. These mannequins though.
Ooh,
Oh.
kind of scandalous
Oh.
actually.
Oh, we have to find a
Ooh,
theater.
don't
Watch out! You
touch
almost
me there.
stepped on a mine again.
Ew, ew. Really? It's my specialty.
Ah!
Are you good?
Help!
Don't worry, I got you. It's okay, that's a naked man with his wee out. I'm gonna avoid him at all costs, but it's not good.
I was busy looking at this one right here.
Yeah, that's a more also.
We
Just
gotta
fixing his
find a
right turn.
ticket somewhere to get inside the theater.
Okay.
Tickets.
So I guess we need 5 tickets.
5 tickets?
I saw something about 5 at the beginning. I don't know if that was tickets or propaganda posters. I'm not sure.
I think it's 5 propaganda posters.
Oh, okay. I see. What's the visor again? Is it V?
Flashlight.
It's F. Okay. Right. F for flashlight. Oh, I'm stepping on glass. It's so good for my feet.
Your bare feet.
Yeah. There is a lot of good ones in here. I'm so tempted, but I know I'm gonna be tame.
Is there like a brick or something? Oh, there is a brick. Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I've been collecting bottles and shit like that.
Where's the bottle? There it is.
No line.
Is there really nothing in there? There has to be. We need to go on the other side of those mines, though.
And
Oh,
it-
smart thinking, smart thinking. I didn't know you could do that. Okay.
Yeah.
You're more of a gamer than me. I was dumb as shit when I played this game.
I don't know if it triggers.
Oh,
Oh my
I
god,
can
it
jump
triggers
over
the trip too. Tripwire.
You can jump over them like that.
Ah, shit. I didn't realize there was glass there. Well, there goes my
okay.
grade.
That's okay. I'm gonna get
so-
an F anyways.
I don't see anything in here. Whoop.
Yeah, I don't see anything either. I don't think we can go down this elevator at some point.
I jumped
So
right
you can
onto the glass.
Skedoodle. Will be so
Whoops.
many noodles.
It's fine, guys. It's
Yeah,
just
our reconnaissance
effect.
is, perfect right now.
Can we open this? Nope.
It's amazing. 10 out of 10. Oh, those are pretty
Damn,
good
where's the
tickets.
damn
Really
ticket
like-
at? Ticket?
It's probably very well hidden. Maybe inside the building here. Let's
Should be
go
somewhere.
over-
I turned around and you stepped in
Over.
glass.
Yeah. Gotta collect all the glass with my feet.
Maybe over
Is
here.
there anything over
VIP
here?
ticket. What's over here?
Oh, look at that. There's
Over
a sign.
here.
I didn't know you could read.
Oh, they got the courtesans over here.
Oh, what's going on over here?
What? Oh,
Oh, God,
I
Mr.
see.
Man,
I understand now, and I don't want to.
Activate it,
Oh,
yeah.
hey. A lever?
in the area.
There's a
What's
lever over here.
happening? I got so much money laying around over here. I could be like a fucking
Uh-oh.
millionaire. Okay, well,
The enemy
I
is
need
here
to
now.
stay in here.
Did you get a ticket?
Not yet. It's taking its sweet time to print it out.
Yeah, I see the percentage for it.
Yeah, watch out. He might be coming over to your side right now. I'm hiding underneath Filthy? I'll show you, Filthy.
It is a 30.
I'm
Oh.
dirty. Okay, did that print out a ticket?
Goodbye. Gotta run.
I don't know what that did.
Whoops.
Did you get anything from that? I can't tell.
I
To
was
me, it
busy running
seems,
for my life.
I don't even know what that did.
Did
Yeah,
you
let me
get the
figure this out.
did you get the ticket? Did you print?
I'm not quite sure. Oh, something over here. Okay, I need to activate every one of them, it seems.
I was standing by one. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. You better watch out.
Ooh, he's sniffing me out right now.
Yeah, I'm staring at him.
Oh, he really
I don't
wants to
have
touch me.
anything to throw.
That's a bad fucking touch. Okay, he left.
Oh well.
You're not fucking with me right now. That's a good.
Did you hit the
Yeah,
king? Oop.
halfway, almost. He hit the mine, you bitch! Oh my god.
They don't trigger those.
That's so stupid!
Uh,
Okay, works on me, but not them. How unfair is that?
Dan, he's chasing you. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I'm doing work over here. 60% of the way there. It's okay.
We still don't have a ticket. Is he still walking in a circle over there?
Yeah, because I'm waiting for the timer to lapse here. Because we need to pull one more lever. Or two, I'm not quite sure.
Oh, I got it.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Let's get out of here before you get stabbed.
Whoa, I almost jumped in that trip mine.
That guy is
Really
like,
got freaky with the mannequins out here. Holy shit, bleeding on him and everything.
man, there's a
No.
fuck ton of mines. Jesus Christ.
Maybe
I don't
left my
know
memory
about
in place,
this.
I think.
These mannequins.
Ooh, they're really. Oh shit! I don't know about me getting. The fucking
I don't know how to.
over here.
You want this?
It's okay. I'll be take it. Take it. I need it. I hate the insanity.
You don't like Slender Man? Oh, hey, there's another
No,
one. I'll
I
take
don't
that.
like fucking Slender Man. Not Slender Man with freaky out fucking mannequins everywhere.
These
It's like a
mannequins
double whammy.
are like. I don't know if I need to have a healing thing. I'll just carry this empty bottle.
I mean, you have your own healing thing. Right? You're like,
Exactly.
You're like the heal person.
Yeah.
okay, I'm unlocking.
Eddie, thanks for the contribution. We can get that king of the castle going. Where's the... Okay, where's the rest of inside?
What else do I have? We got okay, no, we're doing pretty good here.
Why is my head all fuzzy? Oh, there's a button.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Oh,
You
hold.
need somebody hit
There
whack
should
you
be
in the
another
head with a
button.
bottle? Do you need something?
On
Whack?
this.
Oh, my fault, gang. You didn't see that.
No, I just... To be fair, I didn't see what happened, but I definitely saw somebody break a bottle on my head. Or, you know,
I blame
I don't even know if it was somebody else. I mean, it could have been that one guy.
It Getting
You
freaky
gonna
over here.
push this button or something?
Wait, do I need to come help you?
Yeah, it's a 2-button push thing.
Okay,
I
hold on.
assume. There's one up here.
I'ma help you, gang.
Okay, over there.
Over there?
Together.
Where's over there? Oh, I see.
The thing that was
Okay.
pinged.
Alright.
Nice,
We got
okay.
it? We got a
Yep.
secret room.
Yep.
Oh, I never done these before. That's cool. What is this?
Ah! I stepped on the mine.
Oh, it's got a bunch of good shit in here. Well, you got a healing shit in here, so you'll be okay. You can drink the good drink. Hey man, you want a drink? I can get that too. Oh no, I've got a full health. Well, I think I got everything I need, really. So you can take the letter here. What is that? Ooh, there's a large healing. Oh, there's some
So
good shit. I
these
haven't seen
things
that.
in here will boost.
Yeah.
So the battery boosts how long your battery is. And then the
yellow one,
adrenaline
right?
makes you faster. And if you drink the yellow bottle, I'm pretty sure it's piss.
Okay, well, you know that's my favorite. I'm gonna keep that on me. I need at
I'm
least
gonna
3
keep
bottles of piss.
This rig charger, I think.
I don't need that. A healing would be good. 100%. I haven't seen the large variants of these, so this is pretty cool.
Why should Look, we're gaming. I feel like I play video game better with you than anybody else. Funny enough.
Oh my
Rip
god.
to everybody else.
Oh man.
Alright, now we need to get inside the main part.
Oh, somebody was having some
Oh.
diabolical head in here.
Oh, what the
yeah.
fuck?
Oh, we're
Jesus
getting real
Christ.
freaky, man.
Dude, push the button.
Why is he into it? Can I stun him? Fuck. Oh no, I can't.
Did you just waste that?
Yeah, I did. Well, I just want to give him a shot. Oh, we hate it. Nasty, freaky ass.
They gonna open
motherfuckers.
this shit or what? Oh, the baby man.
This man's getting his rocks off on this shit, apparently.
Yeah, he's fucking weird. I told you, baby man is.
Ow, ow, Jesus Christ. Get me in there. You get this propaganda, that's one.
Oh, you get one? Nice.
Yeah, I got one.
I'm coming.
Okay, you don't have to announce it.
I'm coming. I mean,
There's a
who
better
wouldn't in
one.
this place?
I guess if you're into that,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
judging.
right?
I'm definitely
Come on.
judging.
Gotta go to some creepy ass dungeons sometime.
Thanks for the like, girl.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. What is that?
oh no.
Why is he moaning? Does he know he's not? Does he not know he's dying?
Fucking nasty.
Where's the door? What are we doing?
He takes too much enjoyment in this shit, man.
Okay. I have this.
Oh wait, we need their bodies?
It says to
exchange
throw
it.
them away. Oh, okay. Like literally.
Okay, only because you want me, huh?
What? What? Alright, lady.
Ah,
gotta
no, look.
save this guy.
I
We
should have let
gotta-
you do the front one.
Oh, right. Yeah, you should. I can look at it, right? It's okay.
Are you staring at it?
Yeah, I'm staring at it.
Politicians getting their knob polished is the only way anything ever gets done. And
You want that? The powder on the table?
Okay, I thought I could hide in the boot like the sock that I am.
Oh, what's this?
Oh,
I don't know what that
Probably not
device
the-
is. Question
is it
mark?
the collar? You pick it up, I think.
Well, yeah, but they're different.
Microwave trigger. Use microwave trigger to heat and detonate targets in range. What?
I don't know
To
what this
cook
is.
target. What does that
Oh. We're gonna fry
Target.
somebody's heads.
mean? Oh, really? Okay, let me give it a shot because I've never used this before. Key required. Wonderful. Lovely. You know, count on Outlast for coming up with his freaky
Right here.
pictures.
Oh, fry him, fry him, fry him, fry him, fry him.
Oh, he left too soon.
I startled
You
him.
didn't
I
wanna
think
get
mine
fucking
is
cooked at all.
tracking, so yours is to fry him.
Mine is the cook.
So you
yours
gotta
is to see.
Follow
Okay.
me.
All right, sounds good.
Not that way though.
I got your 6.
Where is it? Uh-oh. That sounded... That didn't sound very good.
Sadist mannequin. Okay, we need the most vicious mannequin in here. Where is it?
Sadist mannequin.
Bro is fucking suffering over here.
Are you sure it's
What's over
suffering?
here? Oh, maybe he's into it. You're right. He's a politician.
Yeah, they do weird shit.
They are.
This toy one? How do am I supposed to know which one's the sadist mannequin?
I don't know. I think
Okay,
it would like
he's-
a highlight if you pick it up.
Over here somewhere.
Okay, somebody creamed it a little bit too hard to this,
Right there.
This way here.
Fry
You
him.
found it? It's outside?
Fry him.
The fry his ass. Come over here. Explode in the brain.
Oh, shit! Jesus
Huh.
Christ. Well, we got a
that?
key. Bingo.
Okay, I wonder if the sadist mannequin's in that one.
Where's the eye?
I haven't seen any locked doors yet.
The Eye of Agamotto. Whatever.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
My guy, shut up. He's making too much
XXX
noise.
gasm sex. Don't tell me twice.
What the fuck? Oh, that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, yeah, tell me about it. I know. Oh, that definitely is a sadist mannequin with the scythe there. Crazy. Okay. Another king of the hill activity. Ooh, watch out for the mine back here. How do I ping things for you?
Middle mouse.
Oh, it's a middle mouse. Okay, perfect. Whoa, he saw me! Big boy! It's okay, I'll stay in here. I can kite them. Wait, what's going on here?
I have no idea.
Oh, I can't have this fucker
oh,
in here,
oh.
can I? There's too many people. We need to get him out. Okay, let me leave him out.
Oh.
You're stupid! No! Okay, come out
You
here.
stunned him
Son
with
of a
that
bitch.
though. He was stunned because he was standing too close.
Yeah.
You're trying to make me cry?
Okay, I'm back on it again.
Okay, I'm gonna go upstairs. Oh, there's levers for us to pull again.
Oh, do I need to pull it again?
We're
Maybe.
looking
I
for
think I
red
need
levers,
to.
I think.
Yeah, I do. Okay, I got it.
I got it.
Okay, that one's still green.
Oh my god, somebody's got a bloody fucking anus over here. They got rectal ravage. It's insane. Okay, let's grab some
Uh-oh.
bricks.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Rich,
Uh-oh.
Rich is so good.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I almost fell into a trip line again. Yo, try to find the next one. I think you were heading the right direction there.
Yeah, I saw the icon for it, but he was up there.
Oh yeah, I do see it. I got it. Bingo. Where'd that fucker go? I think he's enjoying the display in this area. He's a refined gooner like me.
Oh, there he is.
You happen to have a lock like you. Oh, you're good! Oh, watch out. I think he's getting a little bit too excited over here. Okay,
Well, we can
just
yank.
Let me just rip this off, good sir. I'll be on my way. Oh,
You
I
can't
do
run
need
with
help.
that.
Oh, shit.
I tried to body block him, but he's like
It's all
on
good,
you.
It's all good.
Like, All right.
looking
He's
at my
okay.
fucking
Okay.
right now.
Okay. 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 Okay.
good
Okay.
job,
Okay.
good
Okay.
job.
Okay.
You got it, Fracture.
Where'd he go? Okay.
Really?
I don't know. I'm fine.
Okay.
Nobody crushes Franco Barbie on dude.
It's Frickle Barbie. What?
Oh, he's gonna die. He's gonna die.
Oh.
Let me
Oh.
check this real quick.
Uh-oh.
You need to find 3 more sadist mannequins. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. Sure, I guess.
Graphics card is choking. Hold on.
It's all good. It's all good.
You turn the graphics
Yeah,
settings
this
down.
game, it's probably the memory leaking or some shit like that. I would assume.
This
Yeah,
shit's
this
already
game
on
could
medium. I
definitely
guess we're going to low, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't look much different.
I had a bit of an issue with this game too.
Alright.
Whoa, that
3
leap
more
of
mannequins.
faith is crazy.
Yeah, it's great. You can jump over quite a lot. Get away from things.
Oh, what a romantic, like, Lady in the Tramp restaurant over here. This is where I would take my sex doll! Oh my god!
What happened? What'd you do?
I got my feet got blown up, and then there's that creepy fucker out there. Yeah, should probably hide.
There's a barrel right there.
Oh, there is a barrel right there. I think you're pointing that out. Tried to play like fucking leapfrog over here. My fault. Okay, I think we're good. If he shows up, I can just stun it.
There's a fucking baby bottle on this table.
That's for me.
Oh, I don't think so. I think it's for that
Baby
guy.
bottle pop, Google got it.
Okay,
Alright,
can we
whatever
open
you say.
this?
Uh-oh.
Whoop. We can open this. Bingo. Oh, but this is back at
Oh.
the beginning. Oh.
This isn't near. Oh,
we
this
want
arrow
to
says
be
go
in?
this way.
Yeah,
I
but this
don't
is where we got
think
the
so.
VIP card.
Not
the
unless it's
mannequin.
there's a mannequin in here.
Okay, fucking the hostess is crazy. These mannequins are getting out of hand. They're getting out of hand. They gotta get.
What are they? Whoops. Oh damn, that one was a poison trap. Well, shit. Interesting. I gotta go find a thing.
Oh, this guy's got a flame. Jesus Christ.
Inhaler. Oh.
This
Fuck,
fucker.
Slenderman!
Oh, you going crazy? There's a vaccine
here?
in that room, that little cafe we were in, with the 2 barrels. There should be one on the table.
Where did? Oh damn,
Or,
I had
yeah,
my
you can get
flashlight
one
on.
there.
You're just gonna preach your shit. Yeah. Are we still frying something? Should we be following this again?
Yeah, sorry, that was me pissing.
What? Oh, we are. We're looking for
over
another
here.
dude to fry.
That's what we're trying to find. Let's
yeah.
see. Okay.
This way. Oh, hey, this gate's open.
Yeah.
When did it open?
So I feel like we've been through this side already. Okay, maybe not through here. Yeah.
Yeah, this seems like the right place.
Yeah, we haven't been here before.
In here? Hello? Alright, you know what? I asked. Ah! Listen, I'm sorry. I didn't mean. I didn't mean for you to answer. Ah! Jesus Christ, get
Oh
off
my
of me.
God.
Damn.
Crazy fucker. He's caked up though. We'd love to see that.
Oh, look, my blood all over the floor.
Pick there.
Is he still in there?
There's a lot of blood everywhere. Oh, there's an imposter.
Oh!
Jesus Christ. Oh, I was like, there's 2 of you all of a sudden. What the fuck? Okay, well, they just decided to fuck off. That's nice. That was good.
You were way too calm about that.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. I don't know.
Seen
I felt like I
double.
was tripping on something. Yeah, seen double.
Oh, this way, this way, this way.
Yeah, there has to be
This
something
way.
over here.
Oh man, you got a
Yeah,
bottle?
this way. Okay, I'm pretty sure we have to interact with something in here.
Oh, he's back here.
Up in the saloon upstairs. Man got fucked by the pole like usual. Happens here in the southern side of town.
Okay, there's nothing on this floor.
Whoops. Oh, it's down.
Okay.
He's downstairs. Seems like.
Oh, you're tracking him down. Right.
Yeah, he's in here, but he's on the bottom. The problem
at
is there's like
bottom.
2 mines right here.
Oh no. Maybe he's the one getting ravaged by the sadist.
Ooh,
Oh, don't
hey.
mind me.
Yo.
Don't mind me. I just stepped into a mine. Let's go.
Hello,
Insanity for a little bit.
Mister. Oh, I found him.
Cool.
He says
Let
this
me at
way.
him.
In here.
Whoa,
what?
I'm seeing Slenderman.
I didn't know you were
Okay.
hallucinating.
I was, because I stepped on my
Oh,
landmine.
nope,
like
nope. Back
Dumbo.
this way?
No, I don't want to see him.
No. The stupid things like hot and cold.
Where the fuck did he go? Maybe he's hiding in something. Yeah, maybe it's over here. Maybe it's over here.
He's on the other side of that door. He might have ran. He ran. Nope. Okay, he ran this way.
I need to bring this thing down.
Uh-oh. Right there.
Okay, maybe I do need to get rid of my psych.
Uh-oh, the baby man's up there. The baby man's up there.
Okay, got him. Blow up your brain.
Wait, how did I not fucking work? Are
Hey,
you
there's
kidding
an
me?
antidote right here.
Okay, thank you. Oh, there's that for 2 of you too now. Oh shit! Okay, I'm fine.
Be cool, man. Be cool.
I'm not cool. I'm not cool.
Ah! No, don't touch me. I was hiding. Get off of me. Don't shoot me point blank, man.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
Oops.
Okay, well, we got out of that sticky situation. That's
There's,
good.
there's another one.
Yeah, but I didn't really get that guy because oh shit, I dropped my thing.
You
Wait, I need to go get I need to go get it. It's a good thing that it highlights on the map. Good, okay. I got it again. We're good. I'm good shit. Yeah, let me pick up the lock. I mean, I can get bigger if you want. It's okay.
Zappy guy. The guy to zapped over here.
Oh yeah. He loves it. He loves it. I don't want to see your thing though.
He's over there behind the shower curtain. Yeah, zap.
I like how you're just peeking out of there. Oh my god. Hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Oh, that's the wrong way!
Fuck with me?
Oh no.
Fucking barrels!
No, sir. Look at just observing this.
I'm fine.
Oh my god.
Your mother!
I'm glad you're
Fucked
okay.
all your mothers!
Fucked all my mothers. No wonder I had bad genes, bro. This makes sense now.
Did you zap the guy? Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna shut this.
Right up your ass!
Okay. Yeah. Oh my god. Enough with fucking my mother.
You don't fuck with the pop!
Oh, that's not what I want to do!
Whoa, I didn't know he could walk across that shit.
Oh, he could do many things. Like putting the fucking 12 gauge in my asshole.
Okay, he's on me now. If you could go zap the guy over here. Ah!
Is he in here?
No, not over there.
Fuck you where you breathe.
No? Oh, shit.
Where is he?
Oh.
Ah!
It's all good. And my stun's almost up so I can stun him.
Ah!
Get him off this.
Ow,
Oh my
pain.
God. It's
Oh,
okay, it's okay.
oh. Ah! Oh, there's another one. There's a stabbing me.
Oh yeah. I see it, they're breathing.
I'm gonna fuck you. I'm gonna kill you.
That guy
God,
didn't
you're gonna
learn any
drink me?
consent.
Oh shit! He shot me twice. Right in the fucking gut there. Ew, oh,
Where are
now
you
he's
at? Where
really
you at?
fucking
Where you
mad.
at?
That's crazy. Oh hell yeah! Let's go! He's getting real freaky
You
with
think
it
I'm
too.
getting any ugly?
Ah, shit. Get your ass up, Nori. Why are you so heavy? Run!
It's my ass, thank you. It's
The
my
heal
ass,
didn't
I
work
guess.
'cause you were down.
Okay.
Did you make
Okay,
it down?
I stunned him. I'm running away.
Be cool.
Okay, I'm here. I need to heal up though.
Got you.
Oh, thank you. What the fuck is that miss? Oh,
Don't
that's
ask.
Oh, that's your perk. Okay, I understand. That's actually pretty useful. Super useful. Yoink.
Ooh, shit. He just missed my head. Get in the building, get in the building, get in the building, get in the building.
Yeah, let's come here. Let's just hide. Hide for a little bit so we can cool the fuck down.
Oh god, don't
Yeah,
come in this room,
you-
trust me. Actually, you might like this room.
I came into this room already. Okay. Like many times. Oh, we better get going.
It's dark over here. Right.
Everything's
Oop.
dark.
I've got a signal now.
Ew, this guy's fucking nasty, bro. Creep alert.
There's mine over there, be careful.
Yeah. But at least he doesn't see
Oh
us
my
right
god,
now.
it's so dark. Okay, it is definitely not
Better
up
to
here.
hide in. You're born in the dark. Molded by it. Okay, I'm
Alright,
up here now.
don't be cringe.
Oh, we got freaky fire, dude. And I'm going crazy. Amazing!
This is the only standard.
I know. And I'm fucking everything up.
You can hide in that if you want.
Okay. Let me do that. Let me get my hidey hole. All cozy.
Dang,
Where is that guy right now?
I have no idea. Ooh, he's coming, he's coming, he's coming, he's coming.
Yeah, he's coming alright.
No, like actually.
Oh, okay. Wait, I should go back and mine this dog. Uh-oh.
He's over there.
Jeepers. Oh, let him pass by. I hope he passes by and doesn't take his fucking... Okay, he's looping back. That's good.
The ping is great because then you don't have to peek out and watch him leave.
Yeah, you got like a little fucking UAV there. My stun reset
be
too.
good.
Brilliant.
Oh, wait. There might be two of them. Ew. Those got some Slim.
We got that.
Other tiny fucker in here. We got that Jim Bob guy. Where you at, Jim Bob? Oh, I dodged 2 things in a row, Jim Bob.
Talk about leap of faith.
I know, right? Took a chance there.
Uh-oh. I hear him.
He's always watching. He's always sniffing. The toe cheese.
I'm like concentrating on what this thing is, and she just like toe cheese. Oh. This way.
I'm ready to zap him.
Okay.
Let me at him. Let me at him.
There's also a mine right here, so be careful.
Watch out, and this crazy man coming your way with the
I'm fine.
fart.
It's fine.
fumes. Okay, cool, cool.
I'm fine.
Cool. I wasn't fine.
It's right there.
He's right there? Okay, bingo. I'm gonna zap him. Gonna zap him. Zap you, motherfucker. Look my way. I need your brain. All over the plane.
Oh, watch out. Here it's gonna... Yeah. That.
Oh, he's still... Are you kidding me?
The first one took 4 that I had to use these items for.
Jesus Christ. This man is a sucker for fucking pain right now. Sure, I guess. You know, searching for a sadist mannequin. Maybe I was a sadist mannequin all along.
Oh, you scared me.
He's zapping everybody.
Oh, I almost ran into you, my guy. My bad. No, we're sitting now.
What do we have over here? Getting closer to the mystical rod.
There's a health thing there if you need heal
I could use that.
items.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me grab it. Yoink.
That's good shit.
Oh. This way?
Yummy.
This way. Oh, there he is.
You see that?
Oh, there we go. Come for that was zip zap, zip zappity boom bap. Now explode your fucking brain, bro. Good.
Did he die?
Finally, Jesus Christ. Need that key.
You need that.
I do need that. Yeah, you're right. I don't want to leave that behind like last time.
Is that a healing alcohol?
Fuck this. Fuck me.
Alright, now we gotta go back, right?
I believe so. I don't know where this key is. Oh, this is it. We got the moon key right over here.
Oh, look at that. It's dark as hell over here. Hey,
Fly me to the
you guys
moon.
want a car?
Frank Sinatra style.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fuck me so good we go sky high.
Not that. Actually, I was hoping there'd be more enemies.
Oh, we got crazy man! Fucking son of a bitch spawned right in front of me.
There was a lot of warning. Oh man, this door.
Oh my god. Oh, I am super insane right now.
Oh, okay. I'll try to find an antidote for you.
Really bad.
Not seeing much though. Whoops. I stepped on some glass.
Oh man, yeah, I'm scurrying for an antidote right now. But I feel like I might be done before I find one though.
Do you have a lockpick?
This is awful!
It ain't that
This is
bad, you
actually
whiny.
really fucking bad. Oh my god.
Man, there just isn't a lot of...
I never went super insane. Okay, I'm down. It's okay. This is fine. This is like the equivalent of finding an antidote, honestly.
Where you at?
You gotta pick me up.
I'm coming, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Where'd you die? Alright, get up off the floor. You can't take a nap here.
Yeah, you see. There's a naked man outside. There's a wheelie out. Oh, I saw it.
Oh, thanks for that. You and your
Breathe my
fart
fumes.
fumes.
Yummy.
Oh, hey, propaganda.
So good.
So we need to go figure out something in there, right? Oh.
Yeah, I believe so. It's the same thing as usual, right? Just get this fucker out of here, man. I wanna see your
He
shit.
was staring at me through the window. What was that, bud? Oh no, don't go that way. Mister, please. Oh, wait. Chill. He's just ignoring that I exist.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
I also
Come
think
this
he
way?
knows that I'm in here.
Me. You ain't gonna find me. Bitch.
That's okay. I'm smarter than that.
Where'd he go?
Maybe.
He really. Ah, fuck. My thing died. I need a battery.
Oh god, we
I
got
can't see
crazy
shit.
over here.
You see a battery, perchance?
I ended up using the battery I ended up finding, so
Oof.
I got no battery for sale.
I can't see shit. I can see an inch in front of my face. Hey, you got a battery, perchance, mister? No? Well, fuck you. That's why you're dead.
that's what I thought too. I saw a dead guy right next to me. Being cheapskates with no batteries to give.
I don't remember where I saw the box I saw, and I also can't
Well,
navigate.
I got a battery. Oh god. If I don't get got.
Oh man.
Yeah, if I make it over to you, I can give this to you.
Oh hey, look, an antidote. You should probably put that in your hands.
Yeah. We can do trade zoo here.
Let me go yoink it shwank it real quick.
Alright, how do I trade items with you? How do
Well,
get
I didn't pick it up. You can
What's
just
the
swap
key?
it out.
Well, I got something for you. How do I get this to you? What's the key?
G.
G?
Anybody want that?
Okay.
There you go. Pick it up.
Oh. Back in there, I've got very little battery to get stuff done. We gotta move. Oh shit, he's in here still.
Yeah. And he also got the fume man. Be careful of that too. I hate that guy.
Toolbox. Frick.
Oh, boys ready to gut me like a fucking fish, man.
Alright, I found a better battery.
Good.
We need to go upstairs.
But still no. It's upstairs.
Oh, frick.
It's okay.
Just be careful.
Whoops, that's great. Ow. Did I just get shot, or did I run over two
I
mines?
think you ran into a mine.
One of them was a poison one, too.
Oh.
Beep. Alright. I'm outside. You corpses got anything useful? Are you kidding me? Why does it gotta be when I'm standing next to it?
Wait, it was over there?
Wait, do we have to
The
just
fuck
pull this
was
lever?
it? Yeah, that's all we need to do. We need to get to 100.
I'm kind of crazy.
We're at 30 right now.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, but oh shit, I'm stupid. We can follow like the white little cords that connect to it.
Whoops.
One over here.
That was not the button I needed to push. Whoopsies. I wasted my rig.
Okay, well I'm going upstairs. You're right, I think there is one upstairs. You were right. I got it.
I kept trying to get upstairs. I'm directionally
Yeah, it
challenged.
was around the other corridor.
Oh, big man over here. Fuck you too, bitch. Try getting in here. You can't break that door.
I mean, he can.
He can break that door.
Oh my gosh.
Really doesn't like me. Okay, we need one more.
This game makes my eyes so fatigued.
It does for me too. I'm like blinking, wearing contacts like now. I feel like I'm dying, but that's okay. Alright. Oh, we got Pyromancer Man down here. Ooh. Stay the fuck out there.
Crazy man right there. Oh, fuck. Why didn't you keep your pyromancer on you?
No, I locked the door.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, what's up? You know, I could stab you right now. This is just a chain link fence. You wanna die?
Okay.
Let me the fuck out of this therapy bullshit.
Where's the next one here?
I'm gonna try to come back in. Maybe I
That's a
shouldn't.
new building. Maybe it's over here.
So it's still in there.
Yeah, it has to be.
Whoa.
Yeah, I should probably highlight him more too. My fault. Yeah. I'm gonna start doing that more too.
Banging
one?
for you.
Did you lock this door again?
No, he definitely saw me. Hopefully he didn't see me hide. Oh, he did see me hide. Oh! You son
Need
of
help?
a bitch. What a crazy man. Maybe I do need help. Holy shit. Oh.
Oh man, my battery. Another battery.
Where
I
is this
should-
fucking lever? Holy shit.
I'm gonna hold on to that one.
Yeah, well, if he does come, I can stun him
Maybe.
again.
Oh, Mr. Cummings. Don't come again.
This area is not very big. Why is it not
No,
going?
I know. It shouldn't be this hard. Like,
Oh, we just have to pull the main one again. But he's standing next
Do
to
we?
it. I can't see.
really?
Yeah.
You're fucking kidding me.
Like, easy.
That's so silly, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, sure. Oh, they're
Okay, it's
coming up
climbing again. Man, turn the damn lights on.
Oh, the adventure I don't want to be a part of, man. Oh, he for sure sees me. Oh, God.
Completed.
Okay, is it done? Finally? Is it fucking over? Jesus Christ!
Watch out, the smoke
There
man's
we
over
go.
here.
Oh, I don't want Smoke Man. Smoke Man's my arch nemesis.
Don't worry, I got an antidote on hand for you.
Good, good. I've got one too, because I know I'm gonna run into him.
Oh damn, they shut this gate. Do we have to go in
This
there?
is where we need to go?
Isn't this where we came from? Well, shucks.
I think so.
Literally can't see again. Wait, oh. Oh, I didn't know there was a code. Nice. Oh, they got donuts.
Survive here. Oh yeah, I can go for some Dunkin' Donuts right now. Those just so good. See, look, this is very wholesome. You know, they're not fucking each other. They're sitting on the bench eating some.
You don't know what
donuts.
he's into.
Yeah, that's true.
Whoops. I saw that too late.
Maybe instead of the grapefruit, they use the donut, right? That's okay.
What?
And the grapefruit technique.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's okay.
Where are you going?
Okay, we're supposed to find another man with the...
Wait, you didn't grab the mannequin?
There was a mannequin? Oh my god, okay. I'm going back for the mannequin then. Jesus Christ. I forgot that was a crucial thing we needed to do.
Problem.
Okay,
Ow.
Big guy.
Good
Big
God.
guy. Oh shit. I got my stuns down. 8 more seconds. 8 more seconds. I'll give you a health pot. Yeah, let's get over here. Let's get over here. Oh shit! Okay, this ain't good. Oh, this ain't good. This ain't good.
I can't help you from over here.
It's okay. It's okay. I can find him when I'll get the door. Okay.
Okay, door's open.
Good, good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here's,
I'm gonna grab the
health
mannequin.
pot. Yeah, I'll give you the health pot and I'll grab the mannequin.
Or you do that too.
Alright.
This one's got a drill in the mouth. I wonder where this one goes. There's a guy right there.
I guess we have to put it back.
Ah!
Oh, watch out, watch out! Watch out, watch out.
Ah, fuck, the gun guy. Well, that's a problem.
Oh god, this really isn't good. Good thinking, good thinking.
Ow.
Oh my god. Holy shit. No, I take back for saying that perk isn't useful because it's super fucking useful. Especially for duos right now. Jesus Christ.
Fucking cooking with that one, Fracture.
Okay, you gotta open the gate.
Okay. Okay, you'll grab the mannequin, I'll open the gate. I'm gonna open the gate
Okay.
now. Grab it, grab it.
Got it. I can't run with it though. I'm going as full speed as I can.
Okay, I'll try
Oh.
to body block. I'll try to body block him so he stays on the other side.
Oh, I'm just gonna drop down
You got
here.
4 more seconds, you got 4 more seconds, hurry.
Ugh.
Oh, he got in! The son of a bitch! Okay, we're running.
Gotta get this gate open here.
Okay, okay.
Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh.
Maneuvers. Oh my god, it's okay.
Hey, both fucking barrels!
Oh, big man, small gun.
I got the heal up again if you need it.
Yeah.
We need to get him away from her.
Come over here. I can give you a Tenga owner hole till you fuck the hole, yeah? Oh shit.
Hydrate.
Hydrate sounds like
Alright,
a
it's
great
open.
idea. Pretty good. I just need to make
Okay,
it
don't
over
drop
there.
on my head, don't drop on my head.
Well, you can fuck the door now.
Okay,
Okay.
did you get in?
Almost there.
You'll have to open the door again.
Yeah, it's all good, it's all good. I lost him. in
I found the
rooms up
key
there.
door. I don't know where I am.
Okay. Okay, we're doing good now. Okay, so now we just need to go back to the main area.
Yeah, where is that?
Checking where's this way. Follow moi.
I'm coming very slowly.
I don't know what's up there. I guess I'll
This
figure
thing's
it out.
heavy. I can't run very long. I'd start to get exhausted.
I guess doing one at a time is the plan here. More health drink for me.
Oh, there's a battery there. I gotta get that. Ah, fuck.
Oh no. Oh no. Is he here? Oh, it's Mr. Fireman. The fuck
I'm
outta
almost
here.
at the stage. Stop making noises, dude. Dude, we've been through hell for this mannequin.
Hey, he's having a good time before he kicks the vault. Right?
Nori, can you put this one on there? It's the front one.
This is the front one?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, it's the drill. Ooh. Ooh. That's a good way to go.
Ah!
Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
Then I was about to go in the fire. In the
Ah! Ah!
Oh, let's get the fuck out of here.
No, thank you. No bueno.
Oh my god.
Okay, I
Use
think we can
this.
chill for like 2 fucking seconds, finally.
Ugh, this is going splendid.
Hey, we're making progress. We just need 2 more. Slowly but surely.
This map is a lot of dark areas and not enough
Yeah,
battery.
I haven't done this map, so this is new to me.
Yeah, this one's
So,
rough.
I can feel it. I feel
Ooh.
it, definitely. Alright, what's over here?
Get in a barrel.
Oh, I went the other way.
Oh, you wanna some
What's
stuff.
over here?
Interesting.
Darkness and a bunch of fucking mines. Lovely. It's my favorite combo.
Oh, wait, we gotta find the next key.
Yeah, exactly.
I
So
forgot.
we got 2 more of that shit.
Damn.
So
That's
use
too many
your-
mannequins.
Use your magic.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Okay, so I assume it'll be at another gate, right?
It has to be. Better be.
Oh, fuck. I found the baby man. Don't go that way. Don't go that way.
Oh shit! Baby man found us. It's chilling here. We lost him real quick that time.
Uh-oh. My
Super
thing's about to
fucking
die.
fast. My goggles have been dead this entire time, but that's okay.
So you can see
Somehow.
2 inches in front of your face,
Yeah,
huh?
I figured it out. That's all I need. As a
Let's go
sock,
back
I
to
see
the lit
sock
area for
things.
now.
1 foot ahead.
Man, does this have to take that long? Like, dang.
Oh yeah, 100%. The suspense is excruciating.
Oh. There's a battery here.
Cool. Thank you.
Let me know if you find the
Crunchy.
Oh. It's health bottle.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Is there anything over here? They got Marilyn Monroe on the walls. Wow. Who would have thought? There's another battery over here if you need it.
Oh, nice.
Some more battery.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Wait, is he here?
That's okay. We're gonna handle it. I was about to. Oh, wait, I got a signal.
Oh, you did? Okay,
Yeah.
good. We're on the track now.
Let's get it.
There we
It's here
go.
somewhere. In there? Oh, there he is.
Whoa. Oh, he's right over here?
Yeah, in there. A battery.
Oh, wait, where did I put my thing?
You don't have it in your hand?
No, we did.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait, let me go find it. Oh, I
Baby
know where
man's
it is.
coming.
It's not too far away. Oh my god. Hopefully it doesn't move too far. Okay, I didn't leave it too far away. That's it, we're good.
Baby man is chasing you down.
Yeah, he is. Baby man fucking hates me. Baby man
I
is
can't see him to
missing-
ping him again. Oh, there he is. He's
Okay.
right there. I don't know if he saw me.
Where's
Oh, he
this
saw me.
Ukrainian bro? Is he in here?
Frick. Yeah, he's in there.
Oh, there he is.
I'm gonna try to keep the
Hey,
baby man on me.
man,
Oh, shit. Ow.
Oh, oh, you fucked off.
It's okay. Ow.
Run.
What you trying to do?
Let's run. I don't know where he went. He went into an elevator.
Oh my god, you scared the shit out of
We
me.
lost him.
Oh, it's blocked.
I mean, I do look like I just come off the streets, you know? I got none for
All
you,
right.
man. Ouchie.
Oops. God damn it. The psychosis again.
Do you need an antidote? I got one. Let me drop it.
Use it.
Is he over here? If you hear some
What is
weird
making
shit.
that noise?
What is making that noise?
I thought I was hallucinating.
Oh, he's around that corner. What's up? Maybe he won't see us.
This
in
door
corner
is
again.
trapped, by the way.
Oh yeah, I see that.
It won't
I
let
was
me
ready to
open
open it the moment you said that. It's strapped? That sounds like a plan for me to get in there. Are you disarming it?
Trying to.
Oh, you're very
Can I?
careful
Can
with
you
that
do
shit.
it? It's
Oh,
open a
no,
little
you
bit.
Can I do it? No, I don't think I can. No, I can see it.
Wait, why can't I undo the booby trap then?
That's weird.
What's the point?
Maybe I'm supposed to do it.
Oh,
Oh shit! Oh my god! Well, you know what? At least we opened it, hey? You know, it worked. It worked out in the end.
I don't know
Slice
how
my
my
belly.
friend undid the trap. There's.
They're very much so a gamer. I'll tell you that right now.
Door's locked.
Door's locked. Oh god.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no. Be careful. Yeah, run. Dude, he's talking about that cake, bro. Everybody wants that cake. Look, I'm the bakery, but Jesus Christ, you gotta pay. It's not for free. Yeah, well, I got another psychosis thing. If you have trouble.
Okay. Gotta get back on this thing, this damn trail. I'm gonna carry this brick for no reason in particular.
Yo, we need the...
Bro, why? Every 2 damn seconds. I think it's the fire lady.
Oh, I fucking hate the fire lady. Screaming fucking bloody murder over there. Okay, calm down. Jesus Christ. Apparently they also got like fire crotch or something. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Burning piss syndrome.
Hey, nice to meet you. Okay, where
This
is
is going great.
gentleman? Well, you know what? It's my bad for like fucking it up and not like getting it because he just got scared.
But hey,
'Cause I
look
aggroed him.
at those people.
Yeah, they're having a good time, but not like us though.
No.
I think for a second there, I thought he was like wanking him off, but hopefully that's not the case.
Theater code check. Okay.
Oh, there's a
Oh,
battery
he's
over
still
here.
over there.
Look at that. Excellent.
Let's go.
Is the
Whoops.
baby? Is the baby over there?
No, that was the fire.
Oh, okay.
Let's go through here.
Fire crotch and the baby.
Let's
Yeah,
go
maybe
through
he spawned
here.
back over here because the elevators could be anywhere. Right?
Oh wait, this is the entry area.
Yeah.
This says up. We need to go up.
Okay.
Lead the
Going
way,
up.
comrade.
Okay, not this way.
Not that up.
I
This
believe.
way? There's a battery right there.
You can grab it. I grabbed one already. Batteries for everyone.
Okay, not in there, because that's where we got that one
Not
mannequin.
here either.
Are you kidding me?
That was close. I think we're playing hot potato at this point.
Uh-oh. You better run, better
This
run.
way, this way, this way, this way.
I'm gonna fucking stun. I stunned him.
Oh, he's back in the same spot.
Is he? Okay, good.
Maybe.
Perfect.
Or
Okay, I'm gonna
upstairs.
sneak up on him.
Oh wait, he's upstairs with baby man, ain't he?
Ooh, okay.
That's the problem.
Be the fucking worst case scenario.
Yeah, he's definitely up here.
Yeah, you're getting big beeps.
You can hear that?
Yeah, I can. I'm right next to you.
Booby trap. Are there any boobies in here?
There's boobies everywhere.
Oh, yeah, you're right, gang. Booba Palooza.
He must be in there. Yeah, he's right there.
Is it right there? Okay, I'm gonna get it.
He's the back.
Hell yeah! Alright, you got it. Bingo.
I'm gonna pick this.
Just grab the key. And go for the star room. Become stars of the show, right?
I never saw the star door. I saw
Somebody
a crown
slapped
door.
this guy's ass. Jesus Christ, they were eating him out. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. No idea what King in the Castle is. It is a game where it's like chat can play. Renji's done it on his stream, and we kind of overthrew him as king.
King of the castle.
Yeah, it's great. It's like a like. Oh gosh, run! Oh. You should have not pulled the lever because you got the stun thing.
Okay.
I got him.
Oh, nice. Oh, perfect. That was
Get in here.
beautiful.
Get in here.
Hell yeah.
Unlock this
Okay,
shit.
now we just need to locate the Stargate, which I have no fucking clue what that is.
What's the VIP redeem? Oh, yo, we're gonna be doing it soon. Is that what it said? Did it complete? Oh no, not yet.
Should we, how many points? Let me check my points on your channel. I think I have like 1K.
Oh shit! Shit!
Yeah, but oh my god! Let me tap back in. Ew, I'm not pretty at all. I'm ugly.
Oh fuck! I was trying to shut the door on him. Yeah.
I injected good shit into my bloodstream.
He's always on me. He's on me.
Good, over here. In.
Okay.
Yeah, locked it. Let's go. This way.
Which way?
Okay. Let me locate the star key.
Star key, where are these?
How are we supposed to know where that is? I've seen a crown, but I don't remember where it
No,
was.
I don't remember seeing a star at all.
Ying Jing Gao Chao.
Sex. Oh my god, man. That's.
That sounds no.
Maybe it's back at the
that.
beginning. No. Yes. No.
Was there anything? Ooh. You need a battery?
Yeah, I could use one. Let's see. Yeah, I can definitely use one.
Merci beaucoup.
You're welcome, Boku.
Yeah, beaucoup.
What? What?
Beaucoup.
What? What are you making that sound for?
Oh, Gas Man is here. Gas Man, fuck off!
Do you need an
Thankfully, I got
antidote?
an antidote. I do. I'm lucky.
Okay, he went and he left now. The good news is he only stays for one.
Okay, that's good.
What about up here?
I just-
This one's
I
dark,
wasted
so I
this
assume we
one.
need to go in here, right?
Yeah, I don't think we've been in there. No, we have. At least I have. Because I've definitely
up
been
here?
up here. Yeah.
He's like looking around, prowling.
Yeah. But maybe there is a key room.
Oh, this is that area. Let's try this other gate.
Maybe it's back here.
Oh, no, this is where that man was staring at me.
Oh, he is staring at you. Oh my god.
I use that.
Policeman, don't detain me.
That spooked me a little. What the hell did you do? Oh, I see. Talk about a double.
He left. It worked. Right, so not here. Apparently. Unless there was something up.
Maybe on this side.
Let me see. No, nothing.
Because we already did this area. I guess there's one per area.
Okay.
That
Well, I
would
don't know
make
where the
the
other
most
area
sense.
is then.
Okay, let's go back to the middle area because I feel like that
shit.
one we really haven't unlocked it.
Oh shit. 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 Oh shit.
Bob, shamana.
Alright, let's get over here.
Here you go.
Over here for action.
I was looking for the man.
Okay, I think there's one over here. There has to be over here. Because I don't remember... Oh, maybe in here. Let's take a look around here. Ooh.
Oh no, this is just
up
above.
top.
There's an inner-
As above, so below.
Sure, man. Whatever you say. I'm gonna jump down.
Yeah, no, this is just all above. But you'd think there'd be one here.
Right, this was not the way to go. Maybe in here? Man, this map sucks.
Ooh, yeah, I don't like this map either. I'm not
It's
a
very
fan.
confusing.
Oh,
What's that noise?
maybe over here.
Oh, that's what that noise was.
Yeah, crazy man. Oh, wait, that's the crown. Come on. You're right.
There's
I
a
did see the
gate
crown
here.
too. Wait, don't we need
Get
this
out of
guy?
here.
Be gone.
Oh, I found another crazy man over here. Oh, he left.
Oh,
shit. I was about to grab that too. Excuse you, pyromancer.
Oh, that's...
Okay, maybe.
Dodged.
maybe there's a- Okay,
Throw a bottle at him.
I have nothing! I'm gonna get. Oh, he headbutts me. Oh, god damn! You do not fuck around. At all. Give me the fucking double whammy.
I almost ran into that.
I'm on fire.
Oh, someone's going into it.
There's bandage there.
That's big danger. Smoke, man.
Alright, let's.
Oh, man, the
let's try and
baby.
do this now. Oh, the baby's back?
Ah! I ran into the screamer. Ah! Ah! I'm fucked.
Are you okay?
Nope. I'm gonna go
Or
in
do
here now.
you need some antidote?
Oh god, the barrel, please. Ugh. Ugh. No, the screamer got me, stunned me, and then the baby shot me.
Oh shit. Talk about a wombo combo, Jesus Christ.
Oh gosh, there is voices in
There's
here.
a lot. Yeah, I'm hearing it too. Oh wait, I think I found the fucking key. I found it. Braxton, you come over here.
I can't.
Do you want me to come to you? Or am I
No,
helping you
don't.
out?
Don't come to me.
I have the stun bug.
I can help you out. Oomph, I got you. Oomph. Coming. Oh, he's here. stopped
I
him.
was
You gotta
trying
come
to
over
tell
here.
you that.
You gotta come over here. You gotta go. Let's go. Let's go.
You're pretty fast with no shoes on.
Yeah, I'm fast as fuck, boy. Let's go.
Is it this lever that we were trying to pull earlier?
Yeah, it's right over there. It literally tells me when I get close. Okay, let's go.
Oh yeah, because you have the key.
Yeah, I can actually see it.
Bro, how many times have we walked past that shit?
I don't know, maybe 3 times.
Three's a generously small number. Alright,
Oh,
remain in the area.
it's my favorite number.
I got a lever here.
You see that?
Okay. I'll go find the other lever. Over
I'm gonna lock myself in here.
They were doing some weird centipede shit over here.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, be careful.
Don't do
somebody's
that.
moving there.
Oh my god. He's huge.
Massive.
Okay, where's the next one here?
I've got one next to me, but he's out here, so I didn't
Oh, well,
come
he's
out
next
yet.
to me. Oh, this is the big man with the big pee-pee. Oh, I'm good. I am so good right now.
Okay, I found it.
Okay, good. Pull that shit, Fracture. Whip the cord.
Good, brilliant, but careful. Big man with big pee-pee is coming your way.
I cannot hide here. Oh, yes, I can. Oh my god. My goggles die at the worst times, I swear.
Mine has been dead.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oops.
I think I'm right next to the lever that we need to pull. I think. Or no?
Oh, why did you have to come in here? Why did you have to come in here, you bitch? Get out of my face.
You like my voice more muffled.
Don't go out that way. Don't go that way. Don't go that way.
That's okay. I got it. Ow! It's okay. Run. Keep running. Keep running. Keep running.
The last lever is in that room I just ran out of.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm dodging him right now. Oh, we got the fucking gas man over here. Oh, fuck my life.
I've got an antidote.
Okay.
I'm literally outside the
So
door.
much psychosis.
Oh shit.
I'm
That scared me.
necrosis.
Here you go.
Oh, yeah, I need to find
Here
you.
you go. Right here. Right here. Right here.
Oh!
Oh shit. Where are you going?
I'm tweaking. I'm tweaking.
Take that.
Okay, let me suck on it. Okay, good. We're fine. Thank you. You saved me.
You know what?
Remember
Actually,
some of
hold
those
on.
Red fart fumes of yours. Yeah, exactly. That's the good shit.
Okay, I know where the other one is, but I think he's in there.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Oh no, it's a different one.
Is it not this one? No, it is a different one.
Uh oh.
You're right, the big man with big peen is you. Run! Oh,
Is there one upstairs?
no, I think we're doing good. I think we're good.
Did you get it?
Yeah, we're almost on 3% more.
Uh-oh. Oh, you got it. We're just gonna
Let's go.
yank it.
Yankadoodle.
Okay,
Okay, I got it.
alright. I can protect you because I got a stun.
There's a door right there.
Okay, let's go.
Fast and discreet, the way I like it.
You know, we probably could have went through that door, but this is probably quicker. Now.
Okay, let's go. Oh, let's not go.
Huh?
Let's
Did you see the laser?
yeah,
Hey,
I
there's-
ran into it.
pick that up. You should pick
Oh
that
yeah,
up.
my favorite. These are so useful.
I'm gonna pick up this other one.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Maybe I should stock up. Where's the
I got
other
your
one?
backup one.
Okay, cool.
Are we going to
I need
the,
my
over there?
pacifiers.
I'm coming. Slowly. I'm
Okay.
coming. You know, everything else is more of a problem than the baby, man.
Yeah,
Oh, is
I
this
know,
mannequin talking to me?
oh yeah, they say some kinky ass shit. Stick it to them.
I can't understand it.
He's gonna get
Bah,
drilled,
bah, 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 bah.
sliced, and
Hey,
fucking
you know
diced.
the adults in Charlie Brown? That's what it sounds
Yeah,
like to me.
yeah.
Nori, there's a fake you over there. Right there. Right there, right there, right there.
No, that's me. That's my homie.
Yeah, you hope he wants to
just
stab.
decided to like fucking leave apparently too.
Oh, did he just leave?
All my homies are feral. Yeah, he just fucked off. He's like, I'm good. Maybe next time. Okay,
All right,
one more.
let's-
I remember seeing the guy somewhere.
So, do you remember how to get to the crown? Because that's the one we're going to next.
I do.
Okay.
I remember that place vividly. It's very wide open.
What?
It's very big, very cavanish.
That doesn't make it any less weird.
It makes, yeah.
Well, every time we walk by one of those fucking doors, I swear something's got to come out of it.
Always. Element
Oh.
of surprise is with us all.
Hilariously, I was running in the correct direction.
You were.
How much you want to bet he's
Oh,
in
I
that
remember.
garage?
I think I remember him sitting at the garage there. Got a good memory. Alright.
Where is he?
Unless he fucked off. No, he did fuck off in the elevator. Oh shit! Never mind! Oh god!
That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. Oh, that is not right. No, bro, you're schlonging your fucking beam.
Oh great, it's the fire bitch.
Great. Well,
We can team bash this.
Yeah, we can. Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Get you alley-oop.
There's a hide right there.
Look at this
Gonna go
fucker
under
go.
here.
Oh my god. The baby!
That's great.
It is great. Fantastic.
Did you
It's
hide?
exactly
Oh.
what we need right now. He comes in here like a stunner.
Oh, he's coming. He wants to talk at you.
In my cellar.
There's rats in his cellar. I don't know what cellar he's talking about. Okay, he's coming.
Gotta run!
Oh, I was taking a drink though. Alright. He lives
Who's
over
sniffing over there?
here.
Jesus Christ. Oh, this is you! Oh my god, there's two of you! I was wondering what that sniffing was.
There he is. Ah, fuck, I scared him.
Oh, okay, wait.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit! Baby man!
Oh, we did.
Ah!
Oh, this is bad timing! Run!
Where you at?
I'm behind you. I'm right next to you. Over here.
Oh, there's a fire guy right there. There's a fire guy. There's fire guy. There's fire. Run. Jesus Christ.
God, this map is fucking chaos. Holy shit! Jesus Christ, can't catch a fucking break over here.
This is a tight corner I shouldn't be in.
Hey, got 114 seconds until my fucking stun is up. Isn't that lovely? Great.
Okay. How to get back?
Oh, wow, you were here? Damn, that was quick.
I jumped down from up there.
Oh, I see. No fucking yeah,
Was
we
it this
lost him
door?
for now. Yeah, thank God we can chill for like a fucking second. Holy
Oh, he's right
shit,
there.
man.
I can see him.
Good. This is exactly where I need it. Okay, let me sneak up
You
on
gotta do
him.
it quickly though, because that door is opening over there.
Yeah. Bingo!
Alright,
go.
back off. Run this way. You good?
Okay, what? Oh, I need to do it one more time, I guess.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. One more time. One wasn't enough.
Did you get gassed?
I'm also running away from Gas Man, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I was opening the gate.
Yeah, he's going fast. He ate
Okay,
those extra beans from Taco Bell.
Look at
Wants
this guy
to
again
expel
here.
it into my fucking mouth right now. Not a fan, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
I'm knocking back here. Do we see him? Do we hear him?
He's in here.
Okay. Alright, let me sneak up on him.
Maybe.
Oh god. What the fuck is that? Or not.
Okay, no. Maybe he's next door.
I think he's next door. I saw something.
He's
over
on the
there.
ground
No,
level.
bro, there's a big man over there. Be careful. You're not the kind of big man I want to deal with. I can tell you
Here.
that. He's over there? Okay.
I think so. Oh yeah, he's behind the counter. Break. He ran. I bumped the cans.
No, you son of a bitch!
My bad.
That's all good, it's all good.
Open this?
Look at this,
Thank
you
you.
rascally motherfucker next time, I guess.
Just hold on to 2 of these, I guess. I got 2 antidotes. I'm a
That's good, I got
top-notch
one
healer,
too.
guys.
Yeah, you do.
Look at all the meds.
You're the best support in Outlast I've ever seen. Holy shit.
I guess I could help you.
Yeah, you can. My arms are dying. They're about to fall off.
Or maybe you should work out more.
I know. Get new arms attached to me.
Hey, yo, did he go back to the same spot?
I think he went back over there.
Oh, he did. I can see him twitching over there.
Okay, now we're gonna.
I don't know if I can
man,
ping
why is he
him.
right next to the fucking elevator? I can't even sneak up on him.
You see that?
I'm trying to ping him, but it's not working.
Me.
No, I see him. I see him. Okay, got him. Got him.
Yo, get that key.
Good,
Get the key.
Finally, fucking finally.
Last one. And then we just have to, like, survive.
Christ.
We could do that. We've been doing that this long.
Yeah, we've been doing great. Fantastic.
Okay, maybe
Thankfully,
not
it's,
that
like,
door.
right next to it.
Oh, nice. That one was actually helpful.
Yeah.
I could use a battery.
Great positioning. Well, if you find one, if I find one, I'll give it to you, because I don't need one right now.
I'm gonna look for some levers.
There's a lot of healing in here. Antidotes, everything galore.
Yeah, I found another healing item too, but, you know, couldn't do that. Damn, the healing item tried to smoke me. Alright, I'm gonna close that. Don't need that. Looking for the first lever already.
Okay. I think I might be.
Open this for a
next
quick
to it.
escape. I can't see shit.
Bitch, tell me something I don't.
Oh, it looks like they're all this way.
Oh my god, they're all over here. 2 of them. Watch out, there's insane man.
I like how you say
And the
watch out.
baby.
I'm blind as fuck.
Yeah, well, I'm also blind as fuck. Okay, I think I found it.
I'm up
I
next
got
to
it,
it.
I got it, I got it. Let me find another one. I can see my reflection on fucking video. Jesus Christ. You good?
Run. Yep.
Keep running.
I dizzy.
I stunned him. Got you.
I got this one.
Hell yeah, let's go.
I got to watch it go down. We should go back downstairs.
Okay, let's go. Careful with the cans. Watch your head.
You
Get the
saying I got a
healing more
big ass
antidote.
head? Is it chasing you or is it chasing me?
No, it doesn't know we're here. Well, it's actually going your direction. Okay, 5% more. We're so close now. Hell yeah.
Alright, Toots. You're coming in with me.
Watch out.
Oh. Keep running. Yeah, your secret center down that pinhole.
Juke.
Oh god, okay. Gotta get that open.
Why are we opening
we
this? The
really?
door is open on the other side of
That's
this
true.
garage.
That's true, but that's okay. We like making things, dramatic.
There's a big man right there in front of you. Please move quickly.
Big man, no matter. I could just throw the mannequin at him. It's okay.
That's not how that works at all.
Oh, you're right. You do get so fucking ew. She's like
Yeah.
Deeper.
You didn't have to tell me. Oh, good.
Okay. Dummy.
Okay, that was a choice you made. Right over the
Yeah, I
glass.
needed it. I need to feel something, you know.
Oh, not this door.
No, it's over here. It's over here.
Oh, that
Follow
door? Oh,
Marilyn
shit.
Monroe.
Shit. Go.
We're shoving.
Alright, man. Man's gonna have a fucking sex party of a lifetime. Look at this shit.
Are we about to play Simon Says? Because these all have their own buttons.
Okay. We
Alright.
love executing.
Green.
Start off with. Oh god.
Oh, we just gotta prep them all. Alright, got
It's
it.
gonna get the blood on your hands, not mine.
I gotta go at a position where his covered.
Yeah, I mean, if you stand over here, you can't really see it. But that's a nightmare if I've ever seen one. Oh, apparently that wasn't it.
Oh, do we got
the
fish?
fuck?
Oh, there's a sequence.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or not?
Wait,
Wait,
is
what's
there?
going on?
Wait. Did it work or no? Oh.
I don't even know what the
Oh,
fuck
I
is going
see.
on. Wait. Oh,
It's
it's
Simon Says.
You're
Ow!
right. You were right. It
Okay, I was
it
wrong.
Yellow. Yeah. So
Yellow,
it's yellow.
red.
Yeah, and red. I'll go.
Oh, lovely.
Oh god!
Oh my god, his hand!
Poor man. I'm sorry. Oh, and the pee hole. Oh my god. Pee hole and then green. I'm sorry. Oh! Wait, did you fuck that up?
I think so. I think it was yellow, red, green.
Yellow, oh, yellow, red, green. Okay. Okay. You get red, I get green. Bingo.
Oh!
God, man.
Whoa. Do you see the drill? Whoa.
Oh,
Ew.
yeah, no, I see it all right. Oh my god. Red, yellow,
No. Blue, green, red, yellow.
blue, green,
Blue,
yellow. I'll get red, yellow.
green. Oh, green.
Red.
Wait, you didn't push red. Did it count?
Yeah, we did it. He's not looking so good, I'll tell you that right now.
Yellow, green, red, yellow. Blue. Yellow, green, red, yellow, blue. Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Yellow, green, red, yellow, blue.
No, red, green.
Yellow.
Yeah, to hit that shit.
Bingo! Oh no, now's a fun. Oh! Hey,
my
at least I put him
gosh.
out of his misery, right? Oh,
I mean,
fuck.
yeah, after torturing him. Oh, we need to leave
Yeah,
now.
Jesus Christ, let's get the fuck out of here.
Don't go that way, don't go.
Videos! Get out of here, the baby!
Nice. Go. Watch out the trips on that side over there.
You got this.
I ran out of stamina.
This is a fucking. Holy
Stood up too
shit.
soon.
Big man, big beam. Run!
Push the button, push the button, push the button.
Shit.
Don't touch me. Oh, you bitch. You touched me. Don't consent. Get in. Oh my god.
We're good. Even though he touched you through the metal beam, we still
Oh my god.
did. Yeah, that was a
An
big,
hour.
big D. As we got the D.
I got a D plus. Mine's bigger.
Oh my god. Holy
Because I'm good at
shit.
Simon Says.
Yeah, I fucked it. My bad.
To be fair, I messed up the first one. I didn't see the first light.
You know what? I triggered 124 fucking traps, apparently. I did spectacular, actually.
Just the sound traps?
Just in general. That's
Mine was
amazing.
37.
Holy fuck, man.
You're really
Holy
good at
shit,
finding
bro.
traps.
I
To be
am,
fair,
I'm
when you
running
were
into them
walking with
too.
the last mannequin, you know that like hot dog
Yeah.
cart, you
Yeah.
instead of going around it, you walked straight through the glass.
Oh my fucking god.
I got new pants, guys. All the cosmetics in this game are ugly.
Yeah,
Like
no, I'm
Nori's
not a fan.
pants.
I mean, I'm wearing my PJs. What you want? I'm comfy.
Are you?
I
Glass
am.
between your grippers.
Yeah, trust me. I got that titanium feet upgrade. Don't feel a thing.
I kind of wish you had died.
Whoa, rude.
Look at you anymore.
That's rude. He said he wished I had died.
Oh, what a rude motherfucker, man. Jesus.
Joke's on you. I wasn't down even once.
Slap him, slap your shit.
Hey, where the
Hello,
fuck is my
doctor.
room?
Let's get you healthy.
Oh, you
I
just
guess
want to
by
talk?
now
I don't
you've
want to
seen
talk
some
to
of the
you. Fuck
earlier
off.
candidates for the therapy.
So there's a
Where's my room?
challenge mode where we can't. Oh, I could leave. I could leave.
Dark Angel 1. Oh my god, I thought I was edgy.
Oh yeah, that guy. That was one of the guys
My room.
that was standing
This
over
is
my bed.
not my room. Getting a bit nosy, aren't you?
Go away. Get out of my room.
Okay, I don't even know which one's my room. How do I know?
Your name's above the door.
Oh,
It's really hard to
I
figure out, to be fair.
see. Okay. That makes sense. I keep on going in everybody else's room except for fucking mine. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, this guy looks like a
This light's
lunatic.
really red. What the fuck? What was
Goofy
that
town.
shit?
Yeah, out of here. Alright, let's see what I get from my drip. Got a
Hey,
new
I'll
vest.
complete
Okay.
it.
Sure.
Ooh, I got a cool new
collar.
poster. Whoa.
I could be a
Dang, what the
kitten.
fuck?
I can be a kitten, yeah.
Okay.
Kitten
You
mode.
said you said that on the internet. Yeah.
I did.
Oh
Kitten
my
mode.
god, I did so much shit.
Oh yeah, congratulations.
I did a lot of daily. I did all my daily tasks, a weekly task, and a genius task.
Oh fuck yeah.
Cause I'm a fucking genius with the healing.
Yeah, I am not a fan. Oh yeah, but I mean, it's meant to be hideous cosmetics, right? They're not. Ew, you can get like a gimp outfit. This is nasty. I'm good, man. Jesus Christ.
So you
it
opted for the
isn't-
sleeveless shirt, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I'm in my Neko arc right now. Physically and in game.
There's a challenge mode where we have to stay next to each other. It's got a
Okay,
quick
sure.
play version.
Let's go. Let's try it. I'm
Let's
down.
try quick. Whoa! Ew! Ew!
Coming down. Coming down. I got
Look
my
at
feet
that.
out.
Look at
I
that
got my
thing.
feet out.
Ew, what the fucking Mary Christ. I don't know about that one, man.
He's wearing skin.
Get
Okay, he's
outta
not.
here.
He's not only wearing the skin. He's wearing the pack too.
He's wearing pants and skin. Mary Chrysler. Okay,
Let's go.
oh, we gotta quick play it. Oh, I see. To find other
Searching players.
weary souls.
Why are we
to-
searching players? I don't want to search other players.
Why are we searching players? That's a good question.
I want to search players. Cancel quick play. Maybe not that then. I don't play with randoms.
No, I'm good. That's gonna fuck us up even more. Listen to a guy like cream in the fucking corner right now. Jesus Christ, man. I know
Have
you want those
you-
donuts, but not that badly. Was good.
Have you done Kill the Snitch?
I don't remember anything in this game, to be frank. None of it rings a bell.
I actually know this map a little
I've
bit.
only ever played this game on stream. I've never played it in my own time.
Yeah, this is not something I play in my own
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I mean, you could. You could.
No
but,
thanks. This is purely for internet entertainment.
You've
Not
been-
my
you've been
own.
You've been very tame with it.
I find other things entertaining. Or at the very least, more stimulating.
Right.
Mentally. Like things with pretty colors.
Alright, now
Hey,
we
you
can
did that
share,
shit
we
on
can share,
purpose. How
yeah,
dare
we
you
can
sit
share,
across from me, you
I'm
motherfucker.
watching.
I told my chat that I have cat ears today to blend in, to distract you, make you more comfortable here.
Kitten therapy's working.
Don't call me a kitten, I swear to God, I'll bite your face off. I'm more like a rabid lion. Hey, it's your guy.
Oh, this is the freaky deaky guy that's getting fucking prodded up the asshole. Okay, I remember. Yeah, this guy's a freak, bro.
He's so aggressive. That's why he's a popo.
He also likes getting electrocuted up the ass, apparently.
No, he likes to electrocute people up the ass.
I agree with Lindsay.
You as gremlin don't feed after midnight. Ironically, I don't start eating until around midnight.
Oh, Jesus Christ, even worse.
To be fair, I get up pretty late in the day. If I have an
Yeah,
option.
I've got a really fucked up eating and sleeping schedule, so I'm preaching to the choir with that one.
I don't keep normal people hours, so I don't eat at normal people hours.
That's fair.
Oop,
That's
hi, what's
fair.
up, buddy?
I have
You wait
normal
right
people
there.
hours,
I'm gonna
but
look
I'm
for a
not
bottle, okay? Bottle.
You really want to hurt him, do you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, you're violent.
I
You're the
am.
one who should be locked up.
Mastermind. I am locked up. Why do you think we're in therapy?
Okay, that's true. I mean, this is some cock and ball torture therapy. I'll tell you that much.
I don't have those things.
Much catboy trauma right
Oh,
now.
you want to lift?
Yeah.
You want to lift?
Let's live, just get up there. Climb, go. Yeah,
Oh, there's a big man over here. Holy shit.
If you open that barrier, you can get through that door right there.
I love it. I love how you just like you peek your head on you pointy.
Oh, over there. Oh, I got it.
Okay, I opened it. Oh, there's a motherfucker over. Oh, get fucked. I'm moving. I'm smoothing. I'm grooving. I'm going. You're not really giving an inch. You're taking a mile.
Anyway, welcome to the bathroom, guys.
Oh no.
Oh, why can I climb that? Interesting.
Okay, we'll have to find a way back to you.
Interesting. Oh,
Because there's a bunch of fucking crazy people over here.
yeah.
Oh,
I
hi.
climbed over this wall right here.
I'm here. I see that, yeah.
I just did this shit.
But be careful, there's a guy on the other side.
That's okay. I'm not a chicken.
Oh, oh fuck! Okay. Get me out of here.
Unlike somebody, I say as I run around crouched.
I'm Pee-Pee the Panther right now.
Good news. I can do the red smoke. Oh, hey, there it is.
Oh, be careful.
Yeet.
There's a guy roaming around over there.
You just have to get into this area. And you'll be somewhat safe.
Oh, is it the security room? Oh, this was the security room! Oh, I'm blind! Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh.
You
I
think
don't know
he's
if
gonna
I
stab
wanted to get in here. Oh no, he's gonna...
Hey, yo, this looks just like my first microphone. Except it wasn't
It was
Bose.
it's like
It
a
was a
blue
Yeti.
Yeti.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's actually a good mic. It's not bad.
Yeah, it just
Decent
picks up
microphone.
everything.
Right.
That's pretty good. I used it when I was doing my hand cam.
Okay, nice.
I did a gingerbread house.
You're partial flesh tuber like me.
Nah, I just did a gingerbread house. If you touch that, it'll zap you a little bit.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, when it's
Oh,
sparkling.
I missed it. I missed it, exactly.
Ew, dude, stop grabbing your fucking non-existent dick, bro.
You don't think he's got a dick?
No.
I think
Not
he is
when
a dick.
cattle prods. Exactly. He's got the metaphorical kind, not the physical kind.
He is the metaphorical kind. Okay, there's a lockpick over somewhere, so I'm gonna use it and open that thing on the off chance that there's an antidote.
Yeah, we need a lot of those, because that's
We?
the fucking worst. I mean, me.
Damn, you guys see that? Lockpicking pro. Unfortunately,
Nice,
it's just a
nice.
large
That's
heal.
cool.
You hold on to this.
I'll take the, and I'll take this.
Take everything, thank you.
Alright, buddy, you ready to go for a ride?
I am. Stitches get snitches.
You
Yeah,
blocking.
The other way around. My fault.
Aw,
Oh,
damn it.
fantastic.
Immediately. Oop, I can't see.
Okay, do we need the lights back on?
Yeah,
Is this
normally
the
it's this
therapy?
way.
Yes,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
friend. It is.
Wow! Motherfuck, bitch. You lucky I don't have a bottle, or else I'd bash your face. Excuse me. I didn't
Oh my
realize you
God.
were a thing.
Oh no, I
You can
remember when I
come.
played this game for the first time. There was like a barrel down here that jump scared the fucking shit out of me.
This
There's that
barrel?
one right over there. Yeah,
This one?
yeah, if you click on it. There's a dude in it. Oh, exactly! Jesus Christ, help me! Oh my
How did you
God,
get tricked by the same barrel?
I'm reliving my trauma. I wanted to make sure there was nobody in there, but there was a naked man for the second
Oh my
fucking thigh
gosh.
fracture. Holy shit.
That was hilarious.
Jeez.
It's hilarious. There's an electrical trip right there.
Oh yeah, I see that.
I think we are looking for, yep, gas can. Pick this shit up.
Oh right, we need to start the generators. Oh, fantastic. I think there's one over here.
It's right here.
Or not? Okay, I'm not remembering this place correctly.
Thought it was over here.
Oh god, bro was still alive and I just electrocuted his ass. Jesus Christ.
Whoopsie.
Okay, I'm coming over. Did you find it? It should be over there, I think.
It's supposed to be a ball.
Slowly but surely, my feet are piddle paddling.
There's a cup again. Oh wait, I can just pick it up.
There's another one over there.
Oh, get out of here.
Whoop.
Oh, good heavens.
Oh, I can vault over things with this?
That's good.
It's
to know.
unclear what I can and can't do while holding this thing.
Yeah.
Where's the generator
But
at?
it's so silly when you vault over though. It's like you're bunny hopping.
Where is it?
I don't know.
I was
Let me-
confident and I was wrong to be so
I-
confident.
No, honestly, I thought it would be over there too, but apparently not. Oh, I think this is it. I found it. Show where I'm at.
Oh, I can see it now.
Yeah, how many do we just need one? Maybe I should go grab the can too. Ew, the pig is here.
Healing it up. It just says one.
I'm grabbing it.
Yeah, it's good. I just gotta start it now.
Cool.
Oh, help.
Yeah, I'm coming over.
No, go in there. He's in there with the Jenny. Ah,
Is he?
frick.
Yeah.
I can't see now.
It's fine. If he pops out, I
Whoop,
can
whoop,
stun
whoop,
him.
whoop, 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 whoop.
Where'd he go?
I can't see shit. I'm gonna do the Jenny.
Yeah, I'm gonna close the door. If he comes in here, I'll just I'll stun him if he comes through that door. He'll be fine.
Pico scum. Be Boku no Pico? Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, Jenny's up.
Oh, bitch, double whammy.
Why are you opening slow? Get out of the
Oh my god! I got antsy. I need to fucking edge the door real quick to actually look. Okay,
Wait,
cool.
did it not start?
Yeah, I think it did.
Nope.
Did it not? Oh shit. Okay. Guess we can go back now. Alright.
Oh, I gotta crank it.
Crank that hog.
I gotta
crank
shut this
it.
door though.
Yeah.
Crank it, crank it. I'm gonna shut this door too. And lock it. We're good, we're good. We're safe. Now crank the hog, crank it good.
Oh, I see.
Crank
Oop,
it,
shit.
yeah.
Can't see with the thing on. Oop.
Smoking. We're very safe in here. I don't think. Oh shit. Never mind. Yeah, be
Frick.
careful, be careful, be
Frick.
careful.
It's stabbing me.
You got an antidote though, right?
No.
Oh, you don't? Oh
No.
shit.
Fuck. Oh, man.
Okay, oh my goodness.
Ah! Get off of me!
Let's see if I can find you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, be careful this. Oh shit, he's like gonna hurry up.
Woo! Oh, fuck. I zapped myself.
Okay, I found an antidote. You still need it, or you can do it okay?
No, that's a... Ow. My rig was deactivated! He electrocuted my rig! Oh, fuck!
Oh my god! It does like
I
that
need
PMC
this.
effect. Okay.
I can't see. I can't even tell if I'm wearing goggles anymore.
Okay, okay. Oh my god. If we still need the antidote, I got it.
No, I need health.
You need healing? Okay, well I also got that too.
Oh, my rig's back. You want some... Whoa.
Yeah, I dropped the bandage.
Okay.
Yeah,
How much does this heal?
And I'll give you an antidote here. This too.
I was
Oh,
being
you
real
fart.
stubborn about that
Fire
that
fumes
that
over.
crank.
Okay,
I was
you
being
did
real
it.
stubborn.
You
I was
did
like,
it.
I ain't gonna stop. You can't stop me. Alright, get back to the snitch. Ow,
Oh
you
my
bitch.
God, yeah. There's that guy there. He
So-
whacked me earlier too.
So mean.
So rude.
Dang, I should have picked up that lockpick I saw.
I have a lockpick. I got it.
Oh, now I've got one. Why are you quacking? Ringy, go to bed. It's late.
Oh shit. Got that. And we got that. Bingo.
You probably keep the ring charger because mine doesn't take that long. I got that
Oh,
perk.
God.
What's that? Oh,
You're on that
he's
perk.
in there. Wow, you bitch! I wouldn't even touch it. I didn't even touch it,
Oh shit! Wait, I got you.
bitch.
Oh, I don't.
Bear
got
bottle
you.
to the face.
Ew. She had her lip knobs out.
Alright, if you make me spew shit out of my nose while I'm trying to take a drink. At my PC, I swear to God.
My fault.
Alright, back to the snitch. Confess. Confess your sins.
Gotta get this stitch over here.
Hell yeah.
So if I remember correctly, we have to dig in bodies and look for keys.
Oh, beautiful. My favorite activity.
Expecting orifices, yes.
Key.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
It
fill
should be
that
in
shit
here,
out.
right?
Cafeteria, eating good.
Find the key. Okay, so.
Hey, yo, did you leave your lunch here?
I did.
You should probably eat that.
It's smelly.
Why'd you leave it next to the bathrooms?
Gee, let
Is
it
there bodies
saute
in? I
that
didn't
stink.
see bodies in here. Well,
Yeah, I
not
didn't
like
see
the
any there.
digging
I don't-
kind
I
of
don't
bodies.
remember, because usually they're just like laying on the
Ooh.
side.
You want a battery?
You just gotta poke them. I do got a battery. Grab another battery.
It's
So, I shall take this.
right there. In the door.
Heal myself real quick. Okay, cool.
Ooh, I'll hold on
bingo.
to that. On an antidote.
Yeah, I'll take that battery.
Alright. Oh, that way?
I
Saying
don't know.
it goes-
I'm
it
not
says it go
quite
this way.
sure.
Oh,
Okay,
I didn't
going
push
down.
him all the way to the door.
Oh, is
Bonk.
that why?
Yep. It
Oh,
opened the
that
door
is
now.
why. Oh, that's so fun. Oh
You know
my
what's
God.
hilarious? It's right here.
Oh, that's right. Wow. Well, the first one's gonna be easy. Ew. Wash
Nah,
your
that's
hands
fine.
there.
Nah. It's
Oh,
fine.
good. You gotta preserve that hand. Preserve the blood on it.
It's like extra iron for later.
Yeah, exactly. Lick it like a lollipop, right?
Ooh, that's a big man. Ooh, help.
Ew. He got his dingle dong out. He's just the schlong back of Notre Dame.
If I remember correctly, there's like a
Oh, yeah,
secret
no.
door.
They're actually wearing. Did they patch the game? Because I don't remember them wearing shorts.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
remember that guy
complaining,
being naked.
but, like, yeah, I remember them being naked most of the time. Yeah. Oh, I don't want anything coming.
Oh, are you over here? Hey, you want to
Yeah,
bash it?
yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was naked.
Find the
There's
key.
a moon. What key? There's a moon key. So we need a moon key. I'm not close enough for it to actually consider me looking at this TV.
A moon key? You
Yeah.
mean a mon key?
No?
I found the moon key. I think.
If you want to unlock it now, we can
I got the moon
bash
key. Okay.
here.
I got the moon key.
We can preemptively have this one open.
Okay, cool.
Oh, it is the
Moon
next one.
key.
Okay. Where's the guy at? I'm gonna throw this bottle at him.
Bingo.
Stick over there. This is a nightmare. Imagine having to do this shit, man. Like, we didn't grow up thinking we were gonna be doing this kind of shit and call it therapy.
The men's in blue made us do it.
Yeah, it's their fault. We need an IKEA. IKEA.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go to IKEA to get that IKEA.
Where you at? Oh.
I'm searching. I think I got a flame key. Does that
No.
This is
Frick.
damn me, isn't it? That's a taser. That's wrong for us. I don't want that. There's a booby trap door over here. Do you know how to use? Oh shit.
Did you disarm it?
No, I don't know how to disarm it.
Are you on the
That's the problem.
inside or the outside?
I'm on the outside. I need to get inside.
Can you get over here for this door?
Okay, mosey on over. Okay, let's go. Hey.
Oh, that's unfortunate timing.
Oh, that's okay. I got a bottle. It's all good.
There's a battery on that shelf.
I don't think they saw me.
Oh, he saw you.
Might be good.
He saw you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Sucks that he uses his
Ooh,
Molotov
He
as a
doesn't come
flashlight.
this way. Yeah, that's pretty smart. Okay, it's fine. I was
There's
about to
also
stun him.
bandage there, and
Ew, ew, ew,
uh-oh.
ew, oh my god, you're stabbing me! Holy
that
shit.
wasn't me.
It's your doppelganger.
Holy
Want this battery?
fuck.
That looks helpful.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I didn't get this pushed all the way to the door. There you go. Oh shit. I was just trying to push that to the door. Oh no, I'm outside. That's
I saw
okay.
them, I saw them. Keep running, keep running. You should be okay.
This is a diamond key.
That's the diamond key over there?
Yeah.
Okay, but we might as well just fuck it.
Fuck it, we go. Fuck
Hold
it,
on.
we go.
Wait.
Oh. Oh, I apparently wasn't even armed.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Damn it.
Oh, never mind, that wasn't it.
I
That
couldn't see
was
where the
not
trap
it.
was.
Diamond was not it.
Didn't hit yourself. Nice.
It's so goofy when you throw shit in this game. Holy fuck.
Oh, he's squeaking.
How do you disarm this shit?
I have no freaking clue.
Alright, you got me. You saved my... Okay, I guess you can just open it slowly.
Oh. Okay, sure, I guess. Okay, now we figured that out, I guess. Cool. This is it, I believe. Yeah.
Is that the eyeball?
Is it a spade?
No.
We need an eyeball. Oh, an eyeball! Fuck! I got excited there. Oh my god.
You gotta stop sticking your hands in cavities, man.
Okay, well, this guy got rectum ravaged in here, okay?
Oh, fuck. Do not go that way. Gas man.
I'm good, but I got like 3 times of good. He's got like 2 fucking antidotes on me.
Oh, there's one. I'm gonna pick that up. Where's the
I was
damn
eyeing it. I could
eyeball?
have had 3 fucking antidotes, but that wasn't the case.
Something over here.
Oh, there's nothing over here. Oh my god.
There's a team bash door here.
Fuck all. Okay, I'll come over. Give me a second. Just
Oh, never mind. I was looking
Bandaging
in
my
the
little
dark.
cat paw. My little boo boo.
Oh, wait. Is this it? Nope.
That's a club. A club.
There should be
I was
another body out
excited,
here.
Man. I love these. They give us all these like playing card symbols, and I'm like, I'm ready to dig in, you know? Is that the eyeball? What's that?
That's a crown.
Oh. Crown. Fuck right off, man. You get crown right now for how many holes I've been in.
Jesus Christ.
Well, what's up, buddy? Ah!
Oh, was it me? No. You saw my. Oh shit. Oh. That's what you're running away. Don't worry, I stunned him. We can go. We can go. We can go. We cannot go because I'm not. Oh shit! I'm fucking up the door. Holy shit.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good now.
I threw a bottle in the big man's face, and I turned around, and there was a doppelganger.
Doppelganger and big man. Good fucking combo.
Shut up. We're trying to find the key. Damn, chill. We're working on it.
Every time I don't find the key.
They changed that, because usually there's no time to... There's an antidote right there.
Oh, there's an antidote? Okay, that's good. Grab another one.
How many do you have in your hand?
I got like 2.
Where's this damn corpse at? Where the damn corpses? Says the cafeteria. You guys eating dead bodies in here? Oh hey, look at that.
Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna crouch in this corner real quick. I just need to put eye drops in my eyes. My contacts fucking hate me. I'll be right back.
Hey.
Hopefully nothing grabs me. I hope.
Why don't you hide in a barrel?
Oh, you're right. I could be hiding. Oh.
Ooh, propaganda. Don't worry, guys. It's fine. We're fine. Uh-oh. He definitely should have went in a barrel. Well, better go get Nori. I saved him. Bear with me. I don't know. I'm pretty good at throwing bottles at people's faces. Be a shame if I had another one of them bottles. Be a shame. Is that something to be proud of? Yeah. Oh, that's an issue. I can't fix that. Oh, fuck.
It's an illusion!
Ah, fuck.
I see you! I see you now!
No, you don't. Eek. That sounds good. Oh man, I still got 30 seconds.
Oh my goodness, you protected me all
Well, I had to pick your ass up, and then the gas man came, killed you again.
Oh my god, you did an amazing job though.
2 seconds. Hold on. Fix your
Okay.
ride up, buddy. There you go. Oh, shit.
Oh, thank you.
That shit mists you all red and shit.
Yeah, yeah. I love it.
Red is my favorite color.
You need a battery?
I do.
Boo.
Hey, did you ever see a star key?
No, I did not actually. Not a fucking
Aight.
single time. I found
Monkey!
every other
What's up?
shape
You going here?
except for the fucking star. Oh wait, you found the eye?
No.
Oh, I got excited. Oh my god. Oh Jesus Christ.
Hello? Hello? Was there a body in there?
There's my body in here. Got the Easterman journals.
Alright.
Oh fuck! I had it like a butcher.
Found the star key. I can't dig into it.
I wish we needed the star key.
We gotta go back to the eye area to get the eye key. Where's the star door at? There it is. This will be open then.
Yeah. As long as we get the eye.
Good night, blind.
Good fucking progress here.
Right. Where the fuck?
Let's go.
Back this way. The fuck is this
Okay.
stupid ass key at?
Just scour the protective rooms here. Because I have a good
Dead
feeling
body.
it might be in here.
Good chance, possibly.
Okay.
Oh, well, somebody calling me saw me.
I don't have a bottle on me. Oop, I got one.
Okay, that's okay. Maybe just lock him in here. It's alright. So there's something around this corner here.
Uh-oh, he's on me now. You can go dig in that body. If it's an eyeball, make sure it's an eyeball first.
It has to be an eyeball.
It is an eyeball! Good!
Let's go.
This was the right hole.
I think that was the last body to dig into, to be fair.
Got the key. Good. Thank fucking God. Okay. Let's plug this shit in and get our snitch to his stitches.
I'm gonna run it down. Go.
Zoomies.
Stop making noise, you bitch.
Stop making it any easier, man.
I ran out of stamina.
Listen, don't worry. Keep going. I got you.
Kind of.
I do got you now because I got a bottle. Keep going.
Alright,
Wonderful.
pulling a lever. Help. Put the bottle. Help, put the bottle. Ah.
Oh, 30%. Oh, yeah, okay. He's on me. So
Oh, no, he's not.
He's on you. Never mind. Oh, my God. Okay, let's get him out of this room before we continue.
Ow.
We'll find something. Like a bottle or something. I could use a drink right now.
Oh, propaganda poster.
Oh, man! Oh, I see! Oh, you came for me. Eat my fine ass. Oh, okay. Okay.
I loop-de-loop.
This guy does not fuck around at all.
Behind me, there's a loopy. Oh, he's coming.
Yeah, he's coming to my left side right now.
Yep.
At this,
Damn, I didn't get you fast enough.
It's okay.
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna loop. I'll be right back. Don't get caught by him.
No. I'm crawl away.
Oh, fuck.
Going to my safety corner.
I'm being chased by myself.
You got this.
Oh my god, why'd you take the one out from under me? Alright, get back to the door.
Oh, I haven't got enough of this man.
I'm sure there was supposed to be a shortcut the other way, but oh well.
Good kind of tingle. Electrifying kind.
Oh, steaming up. Not this way.
Are you sure?
Pretty
You
sure.
are sure. You are right. What about over this way? For a chance. Yeah, it is this one. Get me the fuck out of here! Get out of here, bitch!
Wait. I don't know.
Oh god. Okay, well I'm out here. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you.
Okay, I got it. I'm fine, maybe.
Okay, I think you're going the right
I'm
direction.
notoriously directionally challenged.
No, it's all good. When you get here, I'm gonna stun his ass, so get ready.
Oh shit.
Get going! Oh, that's actually a smart hiding spot. Right under his fucking nose.
Oh, he's coming for you. Get in the shuttle.
Go. Stupid ass!
Yo, that was way faster than the other one.
Oh yeah, no, this was much more simple. That was a bit complicated. Hell yeah, we got way oh wow, okay, you got a B plus.
I'm good.
Made
I
up
get
for
good
my-
grades.
Made up for my D plus, which is what I usually get. Yeah.
I used to
Holy
get yelled at
shit.
for B pluses.
Oh my god, well hey, now you found something to feel good about.
Ooh, I only triggered 12 traps this time.
You thank the shock puppet.
Shock puppet.
That's me.
Used Brick's bottle successfully 6 times. Told you guys I'm really good with throwing bottles at people's faces.
Received damage 15 times. They touched me 15 times. Oh my god. This time it was only like 14
You really
traps
need
that I
therapy now.
triggered. Oh, I definitely need it. 100 fucking percent.
You are bloody as hell.
I am. I need a shower. I'm stinky.
Yeah, I don't know if a shower's gonna fix you kind of stinky.
It's grafty to my skin.
What?
Yeah.
I like how they just show you the grade at the end.
I just want you
You got D plus, you loser.
expect more from me.
Has anyone ever gotten like an A+ on this?
Oh, probably. I don't doubt that. But they were like probably very good at the game.
That's crazy.
They've been studying the sanity since we were born.
One of the people that was like hovering over me was like level 43 therapy.
That's
They
actually pretty good.
went to 597 therapy sessions. I was just standing there looking at the
What the
scoreboard
fuck?
and looking at them and looking at the scoreboard, and it was
I
like,
guess
bro.
they really fucking like the game.
Yeah, right here.
Jeez Louise.
You can see how many therapies they attend because it'll cycle through.
Nekopika, 30, 32.
Don't look at
crazy.
mine. I'm just good at it. I can't help it. I get good grades.
9.8? Damn.
See,
I think I have more. No, I've got like 1.
8.4.
That's, yeah. 1.2 less.
See, 30 hours in therapy. To be fair, that's not hard to do. Some of these take a while. Hey, yo.
Oh, shut up.
Do I get to upgrade my rig? What's up, engineer?
I have 14 arm wrestling victories, apparently. I don't even know when the fuck I did that.
I get my heal at the beginning of the trial. Sick. Don't talk to me. I don't want to listen to you.
Bingo fuel.
Oh yeah, I got level 5 stun. Electric boost. Okay, I'm just gonna double down.
Ooh, electric boost. Sounds cool.
It's not good. I don't know what that does. Player within the range.
Contraband. What you got?
You regain some battery. Oh, okay. Okay. So the EMP gives you like battery and stamina.
Respawn pills? What the fuck are respawn pills? I ain't never seen that shit before.
Don't bet on any
Very
slow
cool.
horses, huh?
Wine.
I thought you were passed out on this table because it had your name over this dude. And I was like, damn,
That's
how'd you
literally
do that
me
emote?
after every fucking. Yeah, no, that would be me, deadass right now.
I wonder what
I
happens
need
if
it, I
I
need it.
try to leave now.
I don't know if you can leave. Maybe you need to be like
You're-
the top player to
Oh,
leave, you know?
shit. You actually finished. Okay, hold on. I gotta
Markov
read this to you.
determined that you are ready for your rebirth. This
Congratulations.
trial will.
You have
Oh.
completed enough therapy.
Oh,
for
you need
release
20
into the
tokens?
world.
Where the fuck do you
Final
get the tokens?
trial is
Final
solo
trial
therapy.
alone
You'll be
will
removed
earn
from your
freedom.
current group.
This will cost you your
Oh, I don't want a
identity.
solo therapy. I think I live here now.
Okay, that's how you get out, right? Okay.
Yeah, you have to do
Oh.
solo therapy before you can leave.
Oh my god.
Why? All that collaborative effort?
Yeah, exactly. Why would you ever want to leave? All your homies are here.
This is where they live. your little
Escalation total
community.
time. 0, 0,
Crazy
0.
fucking people.
I was in it for 0.8.
Oh, let me go
Hours, guys.
check out your digs. What do you got?
Hey, don't look at that. It's not
Candelabra.
finished, okay? It's
You
not.
got
It's not. It's not.
candelabra. Got some
Candelabra.
posters.
The fuck?
Yeah, right over there.
The fuck? Chandeliers hang
Well,
from
you
the
know what?
ceiling.
I
Candelabras
fuck with
sit on the
the-
table.
The retirement home wallpaper, you know?
I don't have wallpaper. This is like
You
the
don't?
base
Oh.
stuff.
Oh, this is base? Okay.
Yeah,
It's
I didn't spend
retirement
money on
home
this shit.
coded. I haven't even customized my room yet. It's all like basic shit.
The candles are funny because they didn't Photoshop the black square from in front of the flame. So the icons are funny.
Silly developers, man, and their cosmetics. Get a pitter patter of my feet.
The enemy hears that and they get scared. They run.
Yeah. The dominance of the size of my feet is crazy. You got Jest over here.
Benji?
Benji-rella.
Benji-rella. You down for one more?
Yeah, I can do one more.
And then we'll end stream, guys. How you feel about kids? You like orphans?
Pick a quick one. Kids are the worst. I fucking hate them. Little rats.
Alright, let's cleanse the
good.
orphans then.
Oh my god, dude. What?
We gotta cleanse
There
the
you go,
orphans, they're
goddamn way.
disgusting.
Okay, fine. Dude, just running a...
Daddy
You're really
daycare,
short.
Apparently. I know.
I think you're shorter than your friend Bob.
I know. Combined, we're like 2 people in a trench coat.
Two combined? One
Yeah.
person in a trench coat.
Exactly.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't think I'm ever gonna leave therapy.
Education and faith
Wolf told me to
must
tell him
follow
what
our
happens. I'm not
Children
gonna. I'm gonna
learn
let him
obedience.
figure it out.
Shape them young, and their hours
Don't do
for life.
drugs. Drugs
Teach the
bad.
children. Give them first communion, and we will let you out.
Give them first communion.
No, Marsh. No.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You
this
know this
fucking
lady?
with the puppet. Yeah, she's goofy as
Oh
shit.
gosh, now look at that chat.
Dude, that's crazy though. That's insane. Bleeding everywhere.
90% of this, you just have to turn your head away so chat can't see.
Oh my god.
You see?
Yeah.
Just
I
listen
saw
to
a big
Nori's
Pepito.
reactions. It's hilarious because your head's tilted up.
No, I was like looking straight at it the whole time. No fear. All peen.
I am not afraid. I just don't want Twitch to be like, these
no,
damn
for sure.
VTubers, they be doing that shit, you know?
Look at those dingle dogs. What are they doing? And the Vagu. What's going on?
X-Bob.
Okay.
Oh, you can safely go through the bus. Okay. Risk
I
it.
remember not
Risky.
liking this place.
You re-
No.
That's a
I
good
did
sign.
Not like this place. No.
Oh, look at all the chalk drawings on the floor,
Fucking
though.
hate it! Donald Duck!
Let's all enjoy some dust, so we're ready to seize the day.
Aggressively bash through the door out of anger.
Fucked up like it's shaked. Oh, yes. You got the demented boss lady. Nasty. Well, thankfully she's not gonna come after us just yet, right? All the nuns
Yeah.
with their saggy nip knobs out.
Hey, you want that?
No. Wait, what are you pointing out? What is it?
Over
Oh, yeah. Yeah, lovely.
Your
Lovely.
favorite.
My favorite.
Your inhaler. You know you got that asthma now, right?
I do.
It's happening, Daddy. They're coming for the children.
I don't like how she says daddy.
That's homo bullshit.
It's like an old age thing, you know? Like Papa.
I don't like it.
Oh, this one. I love tinkering with this thing. Hold up. Let's see. How do you...
You got it?
Yeah, I think I do.
Don't worry, guys. He's a radio wave
I
scientist.
think I do. I think I do. I think I do.
You got these.
I think I do.
Maybe.
I think I
It
don't.
doesn't look right.
Oh, no. Wait. Why is it not? Oh.
Nope.
Wait. Oh my god.
He may have gotten fired from radio wave science.
Oh, I think I did.
Okay, I have faith in you, man. You got this. I'll watch. Can you see my brick?
I do see the brick looming.
Just know that there's a battery waiting for you over there. If you get it correct. Yo, you see,
Finally,
just needed a
after-
prize.
After
It's over
5
there.
years.
She's over there.
Oh, thank you.
Crackers and juice? What about
My
cookie?
favorite. Apple juice, better be.
Like the warm kind.
Apple
you know?
juice?
Yeah,
I like grape juice.
grape drink is good.
No, grape juice, not grape drink. Baked grape
drink
is
is good.
disgusting. Why you laughing? I'm right. What the
I
fuck is
like
in this jar?
everything.
There's babies in this jar?
Yeah,
Damn.
they're nasty. Ew.
That's crazy. I think we're going over there.
Okay. Radio receivers. Oh, the nuns are over here. They're wagging their fucking fingers, saying it's no-no zone.
There's another battery.
Scratch.
Oh, cool.
Oops.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Bing, bada, boom. Another radio wave. Let's tune it. got it. I got it.
Ah,
That's
damn it.
better.
Shut the door. Oh, we gotta wait for the mannequin to go through, and then we can go through.
Okay, cool.
Why is the face all messed up?
Oh, there's something else that's messed up. That's for sure.
Infant dorm A.
Something naughty.
Oh. Oh, that's... I don't like that.
Oh, the big goofy guy in the middle. Oh, and the big goofy lady over there. Careful. She's prowling.
She ran away. She doesn't have to get hit with a brick today.
Yeah, and I got a bottle for her ass too.
I'm gonna hit this guy as soon as he comes out. Looks the smoke guy run for your life.
Nice.
Did he go back in?
I don't know.
He's
if he
still
did.
coming.
Doesn't look like it. I think it might be coming this way.
I need another brick.
Possibly.
Well, that'll work.
Okay, where is the next one? So the next one is in.
I'm only
in the dorm? It's the girls' dorm. Okay.
Girls farm?
Yeah. So it's not over here. Oh, big lady saw me.
Throw a bottle at me.
And this guy saw me. Oh my god, everybody saw me. Yeah, it's on the complete opposite side. Yeah, probably where you're going right now. I think you're heading in the right direction. Well, I stunned both of them. So we're doing pretty good here.
Yeah. You got hit in the face. Chapel. No. Oh, it's not down here.
Ooh. No, it's like...
Lady, you really gotta leave me alone. I'm just gonna keep throwing shit at you.
Good! Thank you. She's smelling me. Girls dorm, I got into it.
I'm gonna pick up another brick somewhere.
So where I'm at, it's on the second floor, towards the back end of the
Okay. Oh,
place
hey.
here.
Whoop. Heh, nice try. Can't poison me. Where did I see all the bricks down here?
Whoa, the mannequin almost
Oh, wait.
fucking... Okay, I found it. I just need to get away from this guy.
I'm coming.
children don't seem the
We're
same.
Trying to wait.
Oh, fuck.
Now,
Oh, you're dealing with the big lady over there, huh?
me down.
I got hit by Donald Duck. Donald Duck kind of exploded on me. Here, there's a big
I'm gonna get this guy out of this fucking room right now. Oh, he's leaving. Thank fucking God. Okay. Tinker with this thing.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck?
Okay, I got it. Let's go!
He's standing on a mine.
Yeah, that was the guy I was dealing with earlier. Motherfucker. This guy needs a fucking product.
Go, 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 go. Ow, he still beat me. He still beat me. He wasn't very stunned.
I got 7 seconds.
Ow,
on this
my
thing.
God.
Fuck, what was that scream?
The screamer. Return to the reception desk. How we go down from here?
Where is it? Oh, okay. Guess we need to.
There's a battery.
Do I need it? I do need it. Thank you.
I didn't do that. I swear.
What did
It's
you do?
none.
I didn't see.
I didn't
I
do
was
it though.
blind.
There's a duck right there.
Oh, big duck born.
There's two
Fuck
healing
that
things
thing.
right there. And another battery right
Yeah, I
there.
think these nuns had a little bit too much pleasure.
Just a hunch.
What you mean?
Just a thought. They're tweaking on the bed,
Oh.
but not in a good way.
Oh. Whoa, what the fuck?
Oh, don't mind me stepping on the fucking glass. Okay. I head back to the main area. Hey,
I
I'm
went
at
the
the
wrong way
reception desk.
Whoops.
Okay, made it back here. Oh, we're gonna have a party! Yeah!
Oh, we're going to the chapel?
Yeah, gonna have a lesson.
Oh, no, we're going to the classroom. I believe this is drugs. Oh no, we're changing films.
Scandalous. Oh, yeah, I remember this too. Goofballs with the grease is crazy. What the fuck is this duck on about?
You gotta go
Yeah, I
over
guess
to the other side.
Let me drop this. How to drop it? Okay, there we go. Where does this go? Does it have like a number on it? Does it not matter? Okay, cool.
It doesn't matter then. I'm gonna go to classroom.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Are they over here?
Uh-oh. No, no, it's fine. Listen, my guy. It's fine.
into a Furby.
Listen, listen.
Oh, no, no, you screaming.
You okay? Well, actually, you okay?
I don't know.
How's it going?
Am I
over there?
dead? Am I alive?
I don't think so. I think that would be fine.
I think I'm
well,
okay. That looks
there's
suspiciously human-shaped, guys.
classroom 3
You see that? It's one of those fuckers.
needs a reel. I'm running out of breath.
Hex pop.
The fuck is this over here? Oh god!
You good?
Yeah, okay. I'm making it to classroom 4 right now. I think this is where I need to go. Yeah, okay.
I gotta go
So
get
let's
my
finish
film.
up, no, let's finish up classroom 3, because I already put it on the thing.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, this thing will be here.
So we need to go inside.
Uh-oh.
Whoa, okay!
Where's classroom 3 at?
Oh, there's somebody here.
Yeah. They've been following me.
Okay, and then here. Oh, what? What were they teaching these kids? Holy fuck.
Fuck, it's one of them.
Okay, we're gonna do right by not fucking playing this bullshit. Okay, there we go. Religion. Oh my. Okay, we need to go classroom 4.
4?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the same
this
way.
way.
Yeah.
This way.
I think he's over here. Alright.
That's great timing. Wonderful.
Right here.
Thank you. I think this
Appreciate
is
it, bud.
not
Where's the
quite
film?
sure. Okay,
This isn't the right room. This doesn't have a film thing on it.
Oh, no,
Alright,
no,
grab-
this is the right way. We're
This
going the right
room
way.
does not have a
Somewhere-
film thing in it.
No, it doesn't?
No.
Hold up.
Oh god.
Why not? That's weird. Yeah, trying to get that guy.
Ah, touch
on.
me.
Okay.
Oh shit. Oh.
Wait. Let me put it. Okay, grab it.
I'm trying. You took it back out.
My fault. Okay, this definitely was not the right password.
You already do 3, you said?
Yeah, 3 is good. We just need to find wherever the fuck that. Oh, I guess over there.
Yeah, I think it's
Where
class
that
1.
is.
Maybe class 2.
Yeah, put it over here. I'll go on the other side. I think.
Oh yeah, it is in this one.
How the fuck do I get to the other side?
It's over there.
Oh, it's over there. Okay, I got it.
I don't have anything to stun him.
That's okay. I'll quickly swap it. So we get the fuck out of here. Let's go.
Not that way.
Nope. Go back to the reception desk. Back to the lobby we go.
We're going to church now.
Gotta go read the Bible.
The Bible says love thy neighbor. But the people that read the Bible to you say, fuck your neighbor.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Have you gotten gas this time?
No, I did not, but I do have 2 antidotes on me just in case.
I like having bottles on me now.
I do
Alright,
too.
where's the chapel at? This way?
I guess over here.
Hell yeah, let's party. Oh, hey, bud. Go away.
Oh man. Oh, I remember this party. It's pretty bad, actually.
Bad
It's
as
pretty
in
fi-
inappropriate,
it's,
guys. Don't dance.
But you'll see.
Dancing is
Have you
sin.
done this one?
Oh yeah, I've done this.
Oh god, that's creepy.
Oh my gosh, another bottle, thank
Yeah.
you. Oh my gosh, do you want a bottle?
Ah, for the holy sacrament.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man with dong.
His weenie.
I
His
fucking.
whiny. You don't like his weenie? Hydrates again. That's a lot of water.
A lot of water. I should hydrate too, actually.
Wait, did it say what keys we needed? Diamond
Okay.
and Bunny.
Bunny
Oh, this
diamond.
door is trapped.
Bunny diamond. There's also a co-op dash store you can do over there.
Last one was like an hour ago. What are you talking about? There's a body on the other side
Yeah, let me go.
of that
inspect
one.
it. Let me see. What do we have here? You got a heart? That's not what we need.
There's another one.
Trying to find the bunny. Diamond.
That's not it. There's one over there.
What do we get? This is
That's
a...
it. Diamond.
Oh, it's a diamond. That's a diamond? Oh, that is a diamond. I thought it was a square. Oh, fuck. I wasn't looking at it the right
Well,
angle.
to be fair,
It's
it
both.
can be.
Yeah.
If you really want it to. I'm sorry, I
It is
didn't
my
count as
square.
looking at this apparently. Why does it make me look there? God. That made me look at its crotch to register me looking at it.
Another pepino.
Oh,
Oh god,
Ow,
he
you bitch.
smacked you in the face. Holy
yeah, it
fuck.
wouldn't let me throw my bottle. Cheating.
Oh, he's gonna smack me. Stupid motherfucker.
Oops, screamer.
Beautiful. What the fuck was that? A trap?
Yep, it was that stupid Donald Duck.
Ooh, I hate that fucker. So we don't mind me coming in anyways. This is a
Oh.
fucking washroom.
Laura.
Leading to fucking nowhere.
Get it.
Really?
Uh-oh. The crown.
A rascally rabbit. Where the fuck is
Fuck.
it? Ooh,
Ow,
screamer.
fuck. Ow,
Ew.
fuck. Ow, my face. Damn it. That's not
Holy
it.
fuck! Scream for days. Okay, found the eyeball. I found
Bunny?
the moon.
What the fuck is that symbol? Fire?
Yeah, that's the one. It has to be. fire for the bunny
Here.
rabbit.
I found the bunny.
You did? Let's go.
Alright, get back to the church.
Let's go.
Let me out.
You got this. You gotta bash this door. Break it in.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we're so big and strong.
Oh fuck. The timing
Oh,
was a
the
little
flamey guy in here.
little off there. Oh, he's chasing me. Oh, that's a problem. That's a problem for me.
Oh, you use your key over here. How you
I'm sorry,
doing over there?
I had to run away.
It's all good. It's all
I'm
good.
on my way back. It
I'm
makes you
hanging
feel
out with the
better.
nuns over here. Oh. Alright, get it. Let's go.
Can we shut doors? No. Alright, grab their saw.
Show the body of Christ. We must not look at the body of Christ because the body of Christ is being chopped up right now. Blood going everywhere.
Power of Christ
Ooh,
compels you.
I think I you perfectly angled so you don't see it.
Huh?
I said I like how you're perfectly angled. 'Cause that's
This is
very-
actually how it happened the first time accidentally. I didn't
that's
see what
good.
was happening.
You realize what was going on, you know? That's,
No.
That's awesome.
The other person was like, "Oh my god, oh my god," and I was like, "What? What's wrong?" Oh damn, his legs fell off.
Oh, Jesus
Alright,
Christ.
power up generators in the basement.
Oh, let's go get it.
That nun looks creepy. That one, when you're coming back out,
I kiss
the
you.
eyes are real dark, real spooky.
Give that spooky kiss, you know.
Poop bottle. Thank you. Brick? Prefer bottles personally, but beggars can't be choosers. Alright, where's the
Brick is
basement
even
at?
better.
I like the bottle, it's more satisfying. You ever done adrenaline?
Oh yeah, all the time. That's what I'm hopped up on.
Where the basement?
I think it's right over here.
Oh yeah.
Fight. Look off.
Oh.
Oh, that's a double whammy.
I'm just gonna shut this, alright, buddy? Unlock it. You just stay out there.
They're suffering over there. Okay, this is the basement. So I just need to find the generator. Okay, I got the gas. And you find the generator.
Ooh, another brick.
I think it might be on the other end.
Watch the cans there.
Can't touch them.
Na 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 na. Da na da na.
Can't touch this. Can't
Got
touch it.
two propaganda posters.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh. Someone near
Oh,
you?
I think I found it.
It's over here.
Does it need more gas?
Let me check.
Oh, yeah. That one's not gonna fill it up. I'm gonna go get the other one.
No, I think we're good. We just need one. Yeah, one and done. Okay, let's jumpstart this thing. Okay, I need to make sure. Okay, good. We got it.
I don't know where that is.
We also need to do this side. Okay, we did that side. Yeah, no, you just need to get. Got it. Oh, watch out, watch out!
Shit. You know what? That's fine. There's one literally right here on the table.
Yeah, exactly. You can grab it.
Oh, shit. Slenderman came out of the hole. Slenderman, I'm not high anymore, please.
Slenderman everywhere. He just wants you. Slenderman be like that, you know?
Hey, is that your mayo?
Oh yeah, it is my name. My bad.
You should put that away. There's also more antidote in there. Man, this place is covered in antidote, but we don't need it.
I know, right? The one time.
That's trapped. Go slow.
It's okay.
Very slow. Very slowly. Very slow.
Damn it. Can I get my bottle back? For fun.
Yeah,
Wait,
there's
what
nothing
is
in there.
this?
This was like a torture room.
What was
Getting
this
freaky in
for?
this fucking room. I think I just got a battery. That was that it.
There's another one in
Yeah,
there.
let's go back to chapel. Oh,
Do you need a
freaky
backup battery?
motherfucker over here.
You want a backup battery? No?
Oh, watch out.
Oh man, I ain't got nothing to throw this time. You're making a lot of noise for somebody that told me to watch out. Man, there's just all kinds of batteries around here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm heading over.
But
We group at the chapel.
regroup at the chapel.
Oh,
Ain't he
I
dead?
don't want to be here.
Oh, propaganda poster.
Let's go. What next, man?
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
love that. Oh,
I wish I wasn't standing down here for that.
Is my body, which is broken for you. And also, he told the
oh,
couple, saying, this cup
yummy.
is the New Testament in my blood. As often as you drink it, in remembrance
Enjoy your first communion. Uh-oh. You got a throwable, maybe?
this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be
Run.
Oh, shit. Too far.
Motherfucker.
No. You gotta go through the
Oh, yeah.
orphanage.
Close the door real quick. Okay, that was super anticlimactic with the fucking stuff
Uh-oh.
there. Holy shit. Oh, never mind, Big Mama. Holy shit, you're an ogre, you bitch. Get out of here. Good thinking. That didn't even fucking stun her.
Uh-oh. Why is that bitch over here?
Okay. Holy shit, get me out of here. Keep running!
I am running.
Oh, hit it.
I hit it.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Ah!
I need you here. Okay, you're doing great. You're doing great.
Oh my god. Wait! It didn't put me in! Sign the thing! Bruh. I was inside it. It pulled me out and then closed after she hit me.
I can't believe we actually got a similar grade. That's actually crazy.
Only because she stabbed me at the last minute there.
That's true, you are the A.
My A, guys. My A minus. I'm almost fast. Pretty good, pretty good.
Only 16 traps. Yeah, that's probably what frigged it down. But hey, what is what it is.
I hit 12.
What I got? Oh, I got a.
I received 5 damage. Alright, time to go
Hey,
to
that was
sleep.
very good. Hell yeah.
Freaking go.
Alright guys, that's gonna be the last one for tonight. It's sorry it was so late.
Yeah, it was good though.
Thank you for commenting.
Make sure
I
you're-
appreciate you.
You follow Nori, and we'll see where we're gonna send you guys.
Well, thank you.
I
Thank
don't
you for
think I
having
have
me.
anybody live right now. Cloudy playing Elden Ring. How about you guys can go see a gentle dragon there.
Let's go.
Who is playing Helldivers 2.
Oh, that's a good game. Amazing
Alright,
game.
let me get the raid message. If you are subscribed, if you are not, the second one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye bye.
Yeah, it was fun hanging around. Bye, guys.